If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for episode 8 of Pembrooke Investigations. We're glad you could join us. Hopefully your night is going well. Ours is going splendidly, except for things that aren't. This is in case you were not aware, this is a Savage Worlds actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. If you didn't know this was the Happy Jacks RPG Network, I don't know what to tell you, but I hope you're having a good time and will stick with us for a while. If you do want to catch up on any past episodes, please visit happyjacks.org/Pembroke for all of our episodes 0 through soon to be 8. And also any of our other shows are at happyjacks.org/shows, and we have a ton of content. So there's definitely a show you will enjoy if this one isn't exactly what you're looking for. My name is Nick, and I run this happy little investigative group. And I'm going to go ahead and start poking on my teammates and making them talk about themselves and their characters. So let's start with Jay.
Hello, I'm Jay. I'm playing Benton Ailes, an undead revenant investigator. I'm an investigator who is undead, though I guess sometimes I do investigate the undead. I should clarify that.
It's good to be precise in these things.
Yes.
Going to go over to Blythe.
Hi, I am Blythe, and I am playing Analia Torres, a half-demon, nerdy girl who loves technology. So, you know, I'm totally playing outside of type.
All right, and down to Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm playing Zoe Browning. She is a mean girl fairy energy vampire, so I am also playing against type. My hair is messy, I think. I think I need to fix it.
There's a lot of that. I'm half Superman curl over here. And let me see. Oh, I got confused and started reading when I should have been being in host mode. So, Jason, please tell us something.
Oh, okay. Hello, I'm Jason. I'm my character is Silas Silvestri, also like a private investigator, and is a satyr faun type fellow who has escaped from the Fae to let everyone know that the internet was invented by the fairies so that they could spy on us. So, mission accomplished.
No.
No.
All right. Would anyone like to speak about what happened last session? I was going to say last week, but sadly it was 2 weeks ago.
Let's see what happened was.
Let me grab my notebook.
I could give it a shot.
Oh, please do.
Should I bring back Liliana Santos?
Yeah. Hi,
Please?
Pembroke.
No, wait. Hi, Grantham. It's me, Liliana Santos, and I'm here to tell you what happened last time on Pembroke. The Silas had been possessed by some sort of dark energy after he had a syringe of something or other plunged into him. So he wanted to just give everybody a great time, which mostly manifested as him trying to kill us. And things went poorly from there. Zoe turned out to be very susceptible to it because she rolled poorly, and somehow she was spurred to begin a flirtation with Analia. There was also a lot of fighting and a lot of to get us out of the way as the cultists joined him in their suit, all of us. And in the end, victorious, Silas was unburdened from his syringes and stuff, and all of us are going on it. The end.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and grab a Benny for that. And then, Blythe, did you have things you wanted to add from the notebook?
I think that covers most of it. There was, hold on. Let me get to the
important part about the books.
I had a forged book that was very posery. It's not a summoning. I apparently didn't take very good notes from the last session.
All right.
Things were wild, and I was doing. Oh, I did do the make the potions thing. That was
clutch.
Intense. I came in clutch and made potions and saved Silas's life. Because it was very much in danger of him being like a were being thing. Still don't know what it is exactly.
Yeah, something like that.
And there was also McAllister Cromwell.
Yes. He was the author of the poser incantation and magic book.
Yep.
As I recall. Just to fill in a little bit more details, what had happened was our group had discovered the kidnapped wolver that they had been looking for as some sort of a sacrifice or subject in a underground ritual space where the head cultist was about to inject him with a giant syringe filled with glowing green goo. Silas convinced him to plunge it into his own chest instead, saving the wolver. And what that did was end up creating a channel between Silas and Pan, causing him to mutate into a form that was closer to an avatar of Pan, and enhancing his powers and distorting his view of reality. In that ensuing confrontation, he took the idea that many people here were for a good time, if not necessarily a long one, and attacked his former companions until, after many misadventures in that room, Analia was able to synthesize an antidote. Did so well that she created two different versions of it, one of which went to Silas, and the other one went to Zoe, who was at that time suffering from sort of a siphoning of some of that arcane power, some of that Fae realm magic that had also distorted her views on reality, or perhaps brought them more closely to the fore. And then I believe Silas passed out. Benton called the cops and got everyone rounded up.
Excuse me. He retired gracefully for the evening.
Yes, that's right. He knew when to make an exit, and he did so with alacrity.
He passed the F out. That is.
And then Analia gathered up all of the books and ritual materials, and Zoe made sure that the twig of Little Jack Horner was intact, and made it through the fight unscathed. What? And everyone headed home. Does that sound like I caught all of these salient points for everyone?
Thank you for remembering my corn.
Of course.
I believe I almost.
You said you will remember him.
In fact, we all said that we would multiple times in song several sessions ago.
That's right, we did.
I just want to say, Emily might have forgotten. Zoe has been thinking about it nonstop.
Of course. So, where would you before we zone in on where we're going to be? I did want to use an interesting mechanic that Savage Worlds has, which I find really useful and fun. They have a mechanic that's called interludes, and it's something that you can do in order to reward players, flesh out backstory, and give you sort of the experience of if you were traveling with this person and there was sort of like long road time, things that may have come up and that you've talked about, or anything that kind of humanizes the character. Typically, you'd only do these one at a time, like once at one in a session or something like that. But since we haven't done any, and this has been a major change, I think, based off of what had happened, I wanted to kind of go over those with everybody and see if we can get a little bit of backstory. There is a little bit of randomness in this. So I have a deck of cards. When I pull a card, the suit is going to tell me what sort of story the person is going to tell. And it can be brief, it can just be a couple of sentences, or it can be a little bit more elaborate if you want. It can tie into existing themes, it can create new themes, just anything that lets you sort of flesh out who your character is. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Jason. And Jason, I have a queen. And a queen in this case is a story of a love, either one that you have or one that you're longing, someone who you might be looking forward to, something that might be lost. Do you have something that Silas might have in that realm?
Yeah, and is this, should I relay this in a sense of like, this is something that he's told everyone about, or is this just for the audience?
I think that we can construct the fiction whichever makes the most sense.
Okay.
I think this is something that is running through Silas's mind, perhaps inspired by the most recent adventures. Whether that's something that he's sharing with everyone or not is up to you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a secret. Like, I don't mind everyone knowing it's probably something he's talked about. So I think we can frame it that way. But okay. I think Silas several times has talked about his first like serious romance, which was back in the Fae, and was with another guy satyr and a gal who had left the human world and decided to stay in the Fae. She actually had the opportunity, but the three of them formed a group. And that was their kind of romantic interlude for a while. And they were actually together for like, I don't know, probably a year in the Fae. And that was like the first time he had ever, I think some of maybe what they say about fawns and satyrs is true. Like maybe they get around a little bit, and that's okay. That's fine. And so he probably had never thought he would be in a long-term committed relationship or exclusive relationship. And I mean, they were exclusive to the three of each other, the three of them. They were, I don't know if the word exclusive is the right word in that circumstance, but they were a committed throuple. And
a triad?
A triad, thank you. That's the word that I wanted. And we're together for a long time. And then it kind of just like like it broke down for the reasons relationships break down all the time. It's like suddenly things came up and people wanted different things, and it was just this like slow grind out of what was a very sort of intense romantic relationship between the three of them. And the end of that was kind of what opened the door for him to leave the Fae. Partially like who wants to live next door to their exes, and so that was part of, he'd always been kind of a weirdo about humans and was super into the human world. And I think that had created some tension in their group as well. And, because the gal who left the human world was like, I left that behind on purpose. I don't want anything to do with that. And the guy, but I'm thinking the satyr's name was Simon and the gal's name was Imani. And they, what I don't know is if the two of them wound up together or in some other sort of arrangement. because I think
Is this something that Silas has deliberately not looked into to try and discover, or has he
yes,
looked? Okay.
yeah, he has intentionally not Feybooked them to see.
Well, he doesn't trust the internet.
Yeah, also, it would be a lie anyway. It would just be some sort of major Fae trying to tempt him back in any circumstance. Like there's no way that he could trust the message. So yeah, I think that's his. That probably has come up, and it's not something he's embarrassed or ashamed about. It's just like his first like big lost love, and that was probably 25 years ago. He's like 50 now, so he's been in the human world for at least the last 20 years, and a big part of him coming here was getting a little bit of space. He'd always been kind of interested in humans, and then actually did sort of Fawnspringa, and went to look around and decided to stay. So yeah, I think his story of Simon and Imani is not an unheard of story. That's like he's probably written some songs that aren't very good, really. He's a great performer. I don't think he's a super good composer. He can improvise and he can perform, but he's written
the song, but it's different every time he performs it.
Yes, yeah. And then he changes the key and the meter, and it's just like a mess. It should have been an epic poem. He should have just written it down, but
Excellent. I love that story. I think that with Silas being passed out, that maybe it's just sort of dreams and memories of Amari and Simon, and sort of bring this to the fore. Even though you've told this story and other people are aware of it, if that works narratively for you, I think this might be the like if this were the cold open, we would then pull back to see that you're still passed out in the back of the car.
Yeah.
After we had like this sort of weird wispy dream flashback of the time in there, if that works.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and put Blythe on the spot, and then I should have done this before. I'm going to pull the cards for Jay and for Emily so they can have a minute to kind of think about what is going on prior to suddenly having to make up a story right there. Although they are professionals, I'm sure they could do it, but why give them that stress? So Blythe, you have a diamond, and a diamond in this case is a story about something your hero wants or already has. It might be a material possession, recognition, a political goal, or even a trip that you wish to take to some destination or for some goal. So do you have maybe a little tale about something that you want or something that you have achieved?
So Analia's goal is to one day to travel to all of the realms and study.
I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you one moment because I just said I was going to do this and then I didn't. So let me draw the other two cards to give the other players a second, okay? Sorry. Bad GM. I'm going to lose a Benny.
Now I don't want to hear the story.
I knew it.
I ruined the whole thing. Jay, for Benton, we're also going to have a heart, so a tale of love from his past or potentially future or present, but just something that ties into that theme. And for Zoe, we have a spade, and a spade is a great victory or a personal triumph. So something that you have done that was fantastically successful and that you're very proud of. And now rewinding, we'll fix it in post. Blythe, please tell us Analia's story.
So Analia has a goal in her life to eventually travel to all of the realms so she can study their sciences. And she wants to go to like each academy that they have or could have and learn about their technology and learn about their chemical compounds, whether it's magical or scientific or not. And she just wants to become like the ultimate like researcher. That she cares, that's like her goal. That's her goal. But she's afraid of going to hell because she's afraid that if she goes to go down there, that she'll be answering the call because Cambions are typically birthed to help like end the world and bring about the apocalypse. So she's like a little afraid that if she goes down there, they'll take it as end of the world time, and she doesn't want to do that because she likes the world.
Excellent. So is this something that she is actively planning, or is this more of like a dream sort of thing? Does she have a Pinterest board? Is she sort of planning itineraries and figuring out how she's going to get between all the different realms, or is it just more of like a imagination, something that's a someday goal?
I think it's like she looks up the like, what's it like to how much does it cost to teleport to the Fae? Like every so often, and she has like bookmarks and she has her Pinterest board laid out, but she doesn't have any set plans because she's been like, it's hard to take vacation time and things. So she hasn't quite figured out how to actually make it happen. But she continuously is like, she's like at work, like clicking around, and the second someone walks in, she like closes out of the tab and is like, what? No.
I'm looking at porn, I swear.
Also, she's like, she wants to go to the Fae partly to prove that Silas is wrong about the internet.
Nice. Okay, so that's sort of destination number one on
Yeah.
on the Prove Silas Wrong tour.
Yep, prove that or she's gonna find out that they did do it, and then she wants to know how they did it. So
Okay.
she mostly thinks he's wrong, but she's also like, well, if they did, then I need to know the science behind it. So
Cool. All right, I like that very much. Please reward yourself with a Benny for sharing that backstory and information with us all. Jay, I'm going to pick on you now.
All right, my turn in the barrel. Okay, so a story about love. I think we all have discussed that Benton, as a revenant, was once married.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I think we need the volume back up a little bit. Sorry, I didn't want anyone to miss your story.
Thank you. It's always fine tuning.
I know, it's always a little tricky.
Level.
Especially when we get new equipment, new setups, it's always complicated.
That's always a thing. How is that?
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
There we go. So Benton was married. My wife was named Laura. It was some time ago. Let's see. I think we had said that I've been a revenant for a few years now.
Would you say closer to 5 or closer to 10?
Closer to 10.
Okay.
So it was some time ago. But I was, a happily married officer in the army, living on a base not too far from the city here. And then, as you do, ran afoul by accident in a little fender bender with a evil wizard. And that was, that didn't work out well, particularly for me. What with the dying and being brought back and leaving my family behind. So, I'm back now, still sort of trying to find that wizard that cursed me, because then I can weirdly die for real, is the whole goal. The whole goal is to, like, get back to that afterlife. But while I'm here, every now and then I check in on my daughter. She's at school. She actually is friendly with Zoe. I think we said they were roommates even.
We live together.
They live together.
She does nice things for me.
Yeah, she's a good kid. But obviously, me interacting with her is complicated. I'm undead and deathly looking and not very pleasant to be around in general. Plus also, I'm on my quest for vengeance, which doesn't leave a lot of time to be a dad, which is an issue with my kid. And so, but I still, will every now and then sneak out. Don't tell Zoe, but I'll sneak out and, like, peek through the windows or watch, across the street and make sure that she's okay. Once or twice there were some shady characters around, and I took care of them very quietly. But Zoe doesn't need to know any of that. Zoe doesn't know anything about any of that. And so, yeah, but, I just sort of, like, watch over her. watching her sounds creepy. I watch over her in a parental, kindly, undead dad kind of way.
Okay. Undead Dad coming this fall on
That's
Fox.
right. There you go.
Okay, so as of now, Lisa and Laura, neither of which are neither of them are aware that you have returned,
No.
and you've kind of kept it that way. You're,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, kind of Facebook stalking them, or in Lisa's case, actually stalking her.
I mean,
But
yes.
but solely from I want to make sure that my wife and kid are okay.
Exactly, and keep them sort of in the dark about the strange goings on here in the city.
Right. I can't be part of their life anymore, but I still want to make sure they have a good life.
Yep, and make sure
Okay.
no stray demons or whatever. No offense, Analia, get in their way.
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much. I love that story. Please take a Benny for your time and trouble. And lastly, we're going to go to Emily, who will tell us something about Zoe.
So it's the spring of 2012. Zoe is 13 years old. She's taking part in the 7th grade science fair. Marissa Johnson has been telling her endlessly she's not smart enough to win the science fair. She's not smart enough to get 2nd place. She's not smart enough to get 3rd place. She's going to get last. And Zoe's like, why? And Marissa says, your project is called Is a Potato Alive? That isn't a good science fair project. So Zoe resolves to science fair with Is a Potato Alive? She's always had this vagueness in the back of her brain that she can make people do the things she wants if she just is nice enough to them. So as the judges come by one, they're like, is a potato alive? What's going on here? Zoe fixes them with a stare and she says, this potato is my best friend. Do you want to say hi to my potato? His name is Sammy. And they just look at her and they just see this ebullient, effervescent young woman on top of the world, ready to move forward. And every single one of them is, this project's not great, but that kid's going places. Give her top marks. When she wins the science fair, Marissa she stands up and screams at the assembly, and Zoe smiles, knowing that she has gotten accepted. Anyway, long story short, by high school, Marissa was carrying Zoe's books everywhere for some reason. So nice of her. And Zoe used the Pizza Hut gift certificate that she won at the science fair to have a pizza party with all her friends.
Fantastic. That is an amazing story.
And
I love it so much.
That's the time Zoe Browning won the science fair and realized she could control people.
Coming this fall.
Yes. This summer, you will know, is a potato alive?
The answer is yes, the potato is alive, yes.
Of course a potato is alive.
I drew a little face on it.
You will believe a potato is alive.
I mean, a French fry isn't.
Okay, thank you very much. Please take a Benny for your time and trouble setting that all up. So I believe everyone should get your base 3 bennies, with the exception of Blythe, who gets 4, plus the 1 for your story that you shared. I appreciate all of you so much, and have written down what you have said for no particular reason. Now, we do need to kind of go ahead and set and decide where we would like to pick up the story here, and how everyone is feeling. To my mind, we've got a couple of places we can go. We can go to the Pembroke headquarters building. You could go directly to Brigid to bring back Willem. You could try and get more information. You could report back into Helen Mirren. Balls in your court. Where would you guys like to be?
I think we should go back to to Pembroke so that we can get Willem a place to rest and get him like possibly checked out, making sure he's okay, and then report to Brigid that he's okay. But I would like to make sure, like, have him rest, maybe talk to him a bit, find out what was going on before we alert the wife that he's here.
Yes.
Okay.
I concur.
All right.
I would like to hear Nick's current impression, so let's start with her at some point.
Yeah, I've been worrying about that for a little bit. So when we ended the last story, when we went into just sort of a narration, I know that Jay indicated that Benton called back to the main office to have them let Brigid know that you had found Willem. So it is likely, given what you know about her, that she will probably be there by the time you get back to the headquarters. But
You didn't call Brigid.
no, he called the home office and told them to let her know.
I believe that is correct, but we can still run interference.
Well, she's not coming in.
Yes. We should definitely talk to Willem alone and ask him some good questions. And then maybe send Zoe to talk to Brigid.
Yeah, Zoe can talk to Brigid.
All right, so it sounds like you guys want to be back at headquarters and maybe helping Willem do a convalescence.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. About the time that you get back to headquarters and get him
Nick?
into... Yes.
Did Nick cut out?
I
still hear him.
cut
No,
out.
we can hear you, Nick.
Okay.
Blythe, can you
me?
hear us? Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay,
I'm
that was
moving back and forth.
My internet connection went flip
Oh,
for a
okay.
second, so I didn't hear anything Nick just said.
Ah.
No worries. I think that you guys are going to go ahead and get back to headquarters and get Willem body, with the help of Terry, into sort of a room that's set aside, like a quiet room. And sometimes it's used for meditation, but there's like a little couch there. Just sort of a silent, chill out room that is there. And in this case, you can use it as a place that you can lay him out and let him sort of recover, which he does shortly after you show up. He seems confused at first, and who are you? What are you? What?
Calm down. We're Pembrooke Investigations. Your wife Brigid sent us looking for you, and because you went missing.
Oh, my Brigid, is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She's better than fine.
I was worried about me sweet little spring flower when those brigands drugged me and took me away. My only thought was for her.
We just got you out from that cult, and we were wondering if you were feeling up to it, could answer some questions.
Of course. I thank you so much. Was there any trouble?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Is
It turned out
Silas-
fine.
Is Silas still out at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have you probably
I'd say that's up to you.
No, I like the idea of him being out in the context of like, did everything go okay? It's like what? It's like in the next bed.
Yes. Yeah.
We probably just laid you on the couch in the break room.
Yeah. Yeah, everything went moderately well.
We're okay.
I'm so glad. I wouldn't want anyone to be hurt while trying to rescue me or anything. So did you find out what those Spalines were up to?
We were
Excuse-
hoping that you could tell
Excuse
us.
me, Scottish.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, that was our question to you.
They had a bunch of books, but they didn't seem to be open to talking very much about what they were doing.
They kept me out most of the time, but I did hear a bit about trying to summon some kind of a god or an ancient one or something, and that they needed the blood. But it's a bit garbled. They called themselves dogs for some reason.
Yeah, the Kushanfar, I believe.
Aye. That were
Those-
them. Some kind of horrible mashup of Scottish and Irish, though. It didn't make a lot of sense.
And did they
just
say
seem
what?
like the... Sorry.
No, Blythe, please.
Oh, I was just gonna make a cultural appropriation joke.
But those are always funny. Did they say what kind of blood? What they meant by the blood?
It wasn't clear. They did take my blood and do some experiments, but it seemed to cause a bit of consternation in the ranks. Apparently, I weren't good enough.
Did they mention anything about anyone else?
I kind of recall a lot of it is fuzzy.
Okay.
All I know is that these gentlemen came and listened to me play. They asked if I was a true blood, and I nodded and told them yes. And then they approached me again when I left work, and then I woke up in sort of a hazy state and was sort of in and out of consciousness the whole time. I didn't know what I was. I couldn't tell you much more.
Okay. Do you know how they found you?
I don't.
Okay. Well, you should rest because unless Zoe, do you have any questions or?
No. She
And-
just stares at him. Do you think your wife was involved?
I hope not. I've been worried sick about her. Has she been okay? Has someone been watching her and making sure that she's eating and taking care of herself and getting sleep and not going crazy?
Oh, she seemed fine. She's ridiculously hot. Congrats, man.
Oh, thanks. She is definitely the wellspring of my heart.
I thought maybe she was involved, but now I don't think she is. So I just wanted to see how you felt about it.
Oh, I can't imagine that she would have been. She must have been worried sick. Could I talk to her? Is she here?
We've sent word to her, so I'm sure she'll be here shortly. But you should rest for now, and we'll just talk to her a bit, and we'll get you guys reunited shortly.
I hate to bother you when you've done so much for me already, but do you have anything to eat? I'm dreadfully hungry, and everything I've had the past week has been drugged.
Do you like falafel?
Not by preference, but if that's what you got, I'm hungry enough to eat a half day haggis. If you catch my drift.
Do you want any coffee or anything with it?
Oh, just water if you have any.
Sounds good. Analia goes to start making, and like we have, it's not just falafel. There's also like, I'm assuming, some steak and chicken for everybody at like for people who ordered that. So she's like putting everything on a plate, but keeping it separated in case he doesn't like it mixed together.
Fantastic. It looks wonderful. Thank you so much. He definitely is going to town on the vegetarian options. He picks a little bit at the chicken, has some of the pieces, doesn't appear to be interested in the beef. And he does look at you kind of hopefully, goes, I didn't suppose you got any fish.
I don't think we do. I'm sorry.
No.
It's not.
You have done so much for me already. I thank you so much.
There's more falafel though, because I'm vegetarian too. So if you need more of that, I can eat more.
It would be truly a blessing. Thank you.
So she goes and gets. She just basically brings like the rest of it. She's like, here, and just kind of like puts it out.
Great. So he is going to town. As described before, he is wolfish in appearance. So if you think of like the classical wolfman look, that is what he looks like all the time, but not. He doesn't appear to be shifting or anything in that nature. He is very, very large, broad, and tall. And you can definitely see, like, if you hadn't just experienced how happy and genuine and, caring he was, you would immediately think that this is some sort of a nightmare terror type person. But yeah, he's just he's eating like he hasn't had a good meal in 3 days. On there. About this time, you hear the intercom buzz. Guys, Miss Falid is and as Terry is stumbling out over Brigid's name, you hear her voice out through the hallway. Where is he? Where is my Willem? Your monsters can't be keeping him from me. And you hear, steps coming down the hall.
I don't want to do it.
Guys, she's heading down the hall. She won't. Miss, I'm sorry.
I just want to interject from the break room with. Am I sober? Why am I sober?
Analia goes to the break room and is like, bye. Doesn't want to deal with Brigid.
And Benton is also like, well, bye, Zoe. I'm going to go and also check on Silas. Yeah.
Oh.
You really want the girl who thought she was a murderer to deal with this?
Yep.
You're great. It's perfect.
You're great. Yeah.
Cool.
Great. You're charming. Cool. Okay, you're funny. This will be lovely. This will be great.
Can I, suck her brain?
Sure.
I don't see why not.
Perfect.
Don't go too far.
Okay, perfect.
Analia like, you got this, and she pats her on the back.
Yep. She's an important client, so, we'd like her not vegified or whatever.
I'm just feeling a little sluggish. I didn't get caffeine this morning, so.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do. It's all right.
Okay. I'm going to go talk to Brigid.
All right. So all 5'6" of her comes storming into the room. Where is my husband? Where have you been keeping him?
He's here.
Well, take me to him.
First, you need to tell me, why did you want him dead?
What are you talking about, you barmy lady? Just take me to my husband.
I know you were involved in this.
Get out of my way. And she goes to push past you.
I grab her hand. I'm like, hey, whoa. Let's be adults here. Come on.
I hired you to find me husband. And now you're keeping me from him.
I'm going to take you to him. I just was testing if you were actually involved. I didn't think you were, but you know how we Fae are. We can just do lie detecting stuff like all the time.
Just take me to my husband.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's back here. Just follow me. Yeah.
She stomps right behind you. And as you open the door, she pushes past you into the room, and they fall into each other's arms. And I'm not going to, much to everyone else's either joy or sorrow, I'm not going to try and roleplay the two of them in both their accents simultaneously back and forth for any length of time.
Oh, come
But
on.
you could just assume that there is a ton of endearments, and they're hugging and crying and laughing, and just overjoyed to be together.
Can I persuade them to leave a good review for Pembroke Detective Agency on Yelp? Got my persuasion die right here.
Of course. Do you think this is the best time to do it when they're in the middle of their reunion?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Actually, they're very happy right now. So
excuse me. Yeah. I'm gonna be out of your hair in just a second, but
What can we do for you? You saved my life. Anything you want.
could I persuade you
And
to
Brigitte
leave
just frowns at him.
to leave a 5-star review for Pembroke Detective Agency on Yelp and say that we accomplished all your needs for less than our competitors?
Of course. Springflower, do you have your phone? Let's help these fine people.
Yeah, please, if you would do it right now, I get a bonus. It'd be great.
Brigitte is just really. She's doing the thing where when she's looking at Willem, it's all smiles and happy, and she loves it. When she looks at you, there is not daggers, but is just a sense of like, who the F is this? Like, give us some space and some time. But she gets her phone out and she starts hitting the thing, and then holds the phone out to show you
Thank
that
you.
she has a 5-star review.
Thank you so much. I'm going to close the door and go talk to my friends. Whatever you want to do is your business, but try and keep it down.
Shoots you a dirty look, but yeah, you close the door and leave them alone. So are you headed back? Are you headed to the break room, or do you want to catch up with everyone else? So there you are. Silas is still lying on the couch, awake but not quite together yet. And what's everyone else doing?
I've reached for the drink cart that I assume is in our break room. Several of the bottles are askew as I've grabbed the cart and pulled it over to the couch, and I'm looking to see what my options are.
Analia's just like, do you want me to make you something?
Yeah, I can't see very clearly yet. I think I'm extremely sober, and I don't like it.
Analia starts mixing a drink.
Mm.
It's probably like a old fashioned or something.
All right, I think he flops back, and I remember last time we said he's taller, and he also has much more pronounced horns, like this rat back, and he sits back in the couch and goes ka-thunk against the wall. He's like, what? That was a dream. What?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, all that happened.
I can't be sober for this.
Hands the drink over and is like, it's like a quadruple shot.
This is a good start.
Yep.
Yeah, that was not a dream. That really happened.
What do you remember?
Yeah, I remember there was a taste in my mouth. And it was good. It was like cotton candy and whiskey, but not at the same time.
So like one of those sticks of gum that has half one side and half the other, but it was cotton candy and whiskey.
I've never heard of that kind of gum, but I'll just say yes.
Okay.
I felt it when I sucked the power out of you for a good cause. For a good cause. It was like touching a live electric wire. Do you have any idea what you tapped into? Because it felt great.
I don't know how we got to that point. I remember going downstairs, and then we were invited to a party?
You taunted the cultists to inject you with whatever they were going to inject Willem with, or whoever.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound like me.
that was definitely you.
Yeah, you did that. And
Yep.
then it transformed you into a much more giant version of yourself.
Who was definitely down to party.
Yeah.
With
Seemed to be really annoyed that I wasn't partying.
Yep.
that does sound like me.
Yeah. Yeah. Partying was the number one goal. Yeah.
Wait, did you say just a bigger version of me?
I mean, more horns, like the horns you have now, kind of, and
But
taller, more. Well, I think. Can I see if I can recall having seen a picture of it in a fairy tale book or something?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Can I? What would I roll for that?
Oh no, you remember.
Okay.
Yeah, Pan's a pretty distinctive figure.
Just making sure. I'm you kind of looked like Pan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
That's the word. Yep. Yep. Very Pan-like, more goaty. And again, just all about the party.
Oh, I
Yep.
hope I
Jason,
didn't.
every time you hear the word pan, you feel like a little reverberation in the back of your skull somehow.
Let's-
Not like strong. There's no
Mhm.
there's no accompanying emotion or feeling, but like a rubber band went doing every time someone says that name.
Okay, I hope I didn't make him mad because he's jealous. Angry's the wrong term, but like you don't say a storm is angry, right? It just
No.
does what it does.
You would say it's raging, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully he didn't notice. Maybe he just doesn't know who I am, and that's ideal.
That's good for all of us. then.
Wang.
Oh. What is...
I mean, you were trying to throw a real rager, so I guess
Yeah?
raging really works there.
Is there a... It's like an echo or something.
No.
Echo.
Oh, it's gone.
Okay, good.
Okay. Do you need more alcohol?
Yeah. There is a bottle of whiskey in my bottom left drawer at my desk that should still be sealed. And I think I need that.
All right, I'll go get it.
Oh, do you have any Bud Light?
No, we
I
don't.
know it's pretty rare, but
Definitely not.
We don't keep that. I think the most we have probably some ciders and some craft beers because we're those people.
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I can't ever seen Bud Light before, and it's very rare and very tasty.
Yeah. Not going to disabuse you of that notion. Either of those notions. All right. I guess I'll go try to find... Do we have evidence that we collected from the place beyond the books Analia took?
You didn't mention anything.
No.
And since this was more about rescuing a kidnapped victim than shutting down a cult, I think that seems reasonable that you kind of got what you were looking for.
Do we know Analia to have some medical expertise? Or is that not a thing?
I didn't take a skill for it. I don't know if there is a skill for it.
But you know,
Google.
you do know about drugs and mixing things, so...
I think I would know about how pharmaceutical stuff
Right.
works. It's my,
Yeah, so Silas leans forward on the couch and visibly regrets it. And so maybe should take some of my blood before it wears off. God, I hope it wears off more quickly than this. But
She's like,
my blood out in the holder. Oh.
Yeah. I got a kit for that. So she goes back to his desk, gets the whiskey, and then goes back to her desks, and she has a bag of random shit for because they always get hurt and she's the only one who understands science. So she always collected a bag of medical supplies over the years.
So
Like-
the bottle is Callahan's Old 300.
All right.
And then so that's the label on there. It is a small batch. It is it's actually number 12 of a run of 604. And you get your med kit from your desk and return to the room.
I also want to get some of Willem's blood if he's still here.
Yeah, we can do that we can roll for that in a second.
So she comes back and she's like, before I hand you the whiskey, we're gonna draw your blood, and then I'll give you the whiskey.
Okay.
She like ties off, does all things, finds the vein, draw some blood.
Okay, give me just a general mad science check. Do you have actual science or just mad science?
You have weird science.
I'm sorry, weird science.
I mean, she's doing science and I'm weird, so that seems like that evens out.
Yeah, you do have bits and tubes and pots and pans.
I'm gonna re-roll that. I don't like that.
Oh, I do. what was that?
All right, I got a 5.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to see if something crazy happened, but I'll say that that's good enough. It's a little bit different than working on your Magiscience, your Magitech that you normally do, but syringe operation isn't exactly a higher order of medical science. So you're able to extract a small quantity of blood and seal it effectively for study. You pop the bandage on, you give him the whiskey.
And in like before the need, or actually maybe even while it's in, Silas is like not it looks like he's ready to have his hand amputated. Like his whole like this is like he does not like this procedure at all. But
No, that's why she said the whiskey was going afterwards. So he's better about it.
Yep, he's
It's
a well-trained
adult
puppy.
lollipop.
Yeah.
And then he hands him the whiskey and is like, also some like painkillers. He's like, here,
Yeah.
have some ibuprofen.
Thank you.
Lay back down. I'm gonna go draw Willem's blood to see what they apparently didn't like it. Apparently it wasn't right. So I'm gonna go check out what's going on with that.
I'm just gonna curl up with the bottle on the couch. We need karaoke.
After work.
We'll take you out. We'll go to, maybe we can go to shift change and Willem can play some piano for you.
All right. With that scene, I think that you wanted to go see if you could get some blood from Willem.
Yeah.
So the door to that I don't want to say break room. The door to that relaxation room is closed, and you can hear a little like murmuring. It's not it's not soundproof, but you can sort of hear little like you can hear the sounds that let you know there is a conversation going on without being able to hear what that conversation is.
Yeah. Analia knocks on the door. And she kind of does a like, hey, coming in, just want to do some medical stuff to make sure Willem's okay.
Oh, you can come on in, please.
Yeah, she's just like, I don't know, they're husband and wife reuniting. I don't know what they're doing. And she opens the door.
So you see that the two of them are on the couch. They are fully clothed. There's no frantic scrambling to get decent. But they look like they're very close. They're displaying affection. They're kind of cuddled up with each other. And Brigid says, you needed to do a medical checkup. You didn't do anything already before he got here?
We wanted to make sure he had some time to rest. He was a little out of it before, so now I'm just gonna make sure there's no lasting side effects or anything. Like, she's gonna do like the eyes and like all the things like you would normally do. Just to
Okay.
make sure he doesn't have like a concussion or something. And if I have to, I can probably use my jack of all trades skill here to like have a medical skill.
I wouldn't worry about it. I would say that you probably are familiar with, generally familiar with the records for various supernatural entities and kind of what is normal for them, at least a range of, of some idea. So you're able to, like, his pupil response seems to be normal, and his heartbeat is normal, and you don't hear anything in his lungs as he breathes, and just all the sort of regular physical stuff. He seems fine, and you're able to draw quantity blood from him.
While she's there, I come on down. I'm like, Willem, I just want to ask a few more questions.
Oh, aye. Anything I can do for you.
So you said these people came to you while you were working at Shift Change. Were they regulars at Shift Change? Was it the first time you saw them? Do you know what brought them there?
I never seen them before in Shift Change. But to be honest, they look kind of generic. Could have been anyone. But they definitely were near the regular kind of clientele, and we don't get a lot of we don't get a lot of people who aren't regulars coming in.
All right, good to know.
Is that it?
I think so for now. Just trying to figure out if, we obviously got a bunch of these guys. We called the cops and they wrapped them up, but I just worry. You've said you've heard of the coup before?
I had not. I had nay. But they talked about themselves in the third person all the time. And it, as I said, it was kind of a bastard Scottish Gaelic, which I recognized.
Yeah.
And sort of like a weird smattering of Irish in there as well, which I know from my darling Springflower. And he leans over and kisses Brigid, and she kind of giggles and pushes him away.
Okay, all right.
Analia and Benton are both like,
all right. I guess. Do we get everything we needed on Analia?
Yeah, medically he seems to check out, and I got a little bit of blood so that we can do a little bit more test and just make sure everything is okay. But I think he's okay to go home.
Yeah. At this point, if the two of you want to leave, you are free to go.
Oh yes, please. Just send the final bill, and if you find anything wrong with the blood, let us know as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Just I know I've been difficult these past week, but thank you.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I can't express how much it means to me to have my dear Willem back.
Thank you for leaving a good review for us on Yelp. Tell your friends.
Yeah, definitely tell your friends. And remember Pembroke for all your investigation needs.
I feel like that is directly out of the employee manual. That it's like, thank them for using the service and refer their friends and do all that stuff. And so he's just
it's written by Helen Mirren. Yeah.
Dame Helen Mirren.
Dame Helen Mirren.
Yep. Analia just kind of was like, "Oh, you're welcome. No, it's our job, and we're happy to help. We'll let you know if anything's wrong. But I do think at some point we might need to come see you play piano, because I think our friend could use some cheering up. When you're feeling better, of course."
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to have you in. You'd be my guests.
Excellent.
We've heard you're amazing.
Oh, I just try my best. And with that, I think that the happy couple will leave Pembroke's.
Mm-hmm.
they don't have any problems with the door, and they take off.
Excellent.
So, guys, do you have a you gonna get started on that after action report?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get started on some stuff. She's like got the blood vials. She's like, I'm gonna go get started on some research on these and see what I can do. I can start handling some of the paperwork if you want to handle the other half.
I guess I'll get started on the paperwork.
Oh, and I got the mail for you all.
We have mail?
Every day.
All right.
So Terry hands you a stack of mail and says, "Sorry, nothing for you again today."
That's fine.
But yeah, there's some mail that's for everyone on the team. Various whatnot.
Oh, did my dad call?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
You're
if King of the Fairies Oberon calls, we're not speaking.
okay. Your dad's the
Yeah.
king of the fairies.
Well, I mean, my biological father. My adoptive dad's just really boring. His name's Bruce.
Oh
He's
yeah.
the-
I met him. He was an actuarial, right?
He's king of the waterbed king. He's the king in Waterbed King. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I've seen his commercials. They're very good.
Yeah. That's him. But yeah. No, I mean, I've been waiting for a call from him, but it's, if he doesn't want to talk to me, he doesn't want to talk to me. It's fine. Silas is also looking forward to this.
If you're not around and he wants to call you, should I give you a number?
You can give him my email, my work email.
Okay.
He has
Work,
it.
work email. I'll put a note right here. So if Oberon, King of the Fairies, calls, give him your work email.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
So that seems to be that. You guys are working on the paperwork.
Piles and piles of it.
Yeah, just trying to do the whole after action report, get everything in, billable hours for versus the retainer.
So many billable hours.
Analia handles. She's like, I'll take the billable hours part, so you don't have to worry about the math.
Thank you. Appreciated. I'm just trying to figure out how to phrase a Pembroke's operative bravely stepped up to defend our subject at great risk to life and limb.
Yep. That's probably the best way to say that.
Yep.
What? That's not in front of me that you're talking about that, are you?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so Analia goes to run tests on the blood too, because she has a lab, I imagine, in here.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you looking for with the blood? First of all, whose blood are you looking at, and what are you?
I'm starting with Silas's because I'm worried that he might not still be okay. So I just want to kind of see. I'm trying to think I guess I'm trying to see what the effect was, if I can I don't know exactly what. Basically, make sure he's still okay and that everything seems normal and that there's not some weird residual effect in the blood. And if I can get an isolation of what this weird ass compound was.
Okay. That definitely sounds like weird science to me.
All right. Two 5s.
Okay. So you sort of subject it to the battery of tests. You've got like a baseline for Silas's blood and what it should look like. Platelet count and red blood cells and all that sort of normal stuff, and it checks out looking the same. You don't notice that there's any sort of difference medically. So you start getting into some of the more esoteric tests that you have, like you are putting it through a magical spectrometer, and use it to register a thermometer to detect levels of magic in the blood. And everything seems like it's coming in. It's coming within normal ranges, from what you can tell.
Okay. And then I want to, for Willem's blood, yes, medically I want to make sure it seems fine, but I also want to see, because he said that they were upset with it, like something was wrong. So I want to kind of see if I can figure out what was wrong. And he mentioned being pure blood, so I want to see if I can find out if he's not actually a pure blood and that's why they were upset.
Okay. You don't have like a sample of wolver blood on file. You can try and do a little bit of research and kind of get what the baseline is for that. So I guess give me let's call it a research roll and then a weird science roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh ho. Okay, an 11 for research.
Okay.
And a 5 for test. For weird
Okay.
science.
You're able to track down a 18th century treatise on the Greater Highland Wolver, and find out a bunch of information that was all recorded reasonably well for the time period. And what you find out is that wolvers are a dedicated species that breed true. They are not, despite their looks, they're not wolfmen. They are a completely separate genus, and that they're most well known for being generally genial, helpful. Despite their wolfish countenance, they are friendly, and there are anecdotal stories and documented stories of them going out of their way to bring meals to people who aren't able to work or support themselves, to contributing generously to public welfare and the public good, generally behind the scenes. Like they're not there for credit or for glory, but it's just the way that they as a species tend to operate, which is they seem as though they thrive on the satisfaction of making people feel taken care of and comforted in trying times. So there are some other information. You get sort of like a baseline of what temperature should be like. From this time period, there don't have very good documentation on like the various blood types or what that should look like, but there is some sort of crude descriptions of like what the cells would look like in the shape, and everything you've seen so far, it matches up and seems to be like he appears to be, as far as you can tell, 100% pure blood wolver.
And he appears to be pretty healthy and everything.
Yeah, I mean, reasonably so. As healthy as anyone who had been drugged and in captivity for the past 7 days, or 6.5 days, would be. But definitely within the range of what you would consider normal, given that ordeal.
Okay. So she's gonna like record all this in the notes and add it to the after act, to the report. She's not gonna call them because she doesn't want to alert them, but he's fine. So she's gonna start doing some research and see what she can find on the Kushan Far. She's like, okay, everything seems fine. She lets Silas know. She's like, hey, your blood work seems normal. Like, you seem normal. Things seem to have cleaned out of your system, so whatever's going on with you is out of the realm of my wheelhouse. Okay. More than likely, unless I could get a sample of what they actually injected you with, which, well.
Thank you for checking. Oh, out of character, I thought somebody had grabbed the empty or the used syringe on their way out. But that's a player memory, not a character memory.
That sounds familiar to me.
Does sound familiar.
So if someone wants to have acquired that, I'm fine with that.
I might have. That actually might have been me.
I think that did happen. So maybe there's like a residue or something, but that's not an in-character suggestion I can make.
No, I think that's perfectly reasonable. So you do have, regardless of who picked it up, you do have the syringe. Okay. In there, and so you are able to get like a little bit of sample of this material. It without even rolling for it, it reads super weird. It is not, as far as you can tell, it does not appear to be based off of the blood of anything. It is more alchemical than anything else. So it reacts in specific ways when you start applying it to various materials, but almost in a, I don't want to say not in a exactly scientific replicatable way. It's clear that this substance falls on the side of alchemy and not chemistry. So it behaves in ways that indicate that it's kind of magically active, without being a strictly natural compound. But it does not appear to contain the blood of anything, as far as you can tell. It has a very strong concentration and connection to a primal field, which in this case almost certainly would be Fae, based on what you have observed regarding it, and the sort of magic that the coup was throwing around at you seemed to have that sort of flavor. So that would all seem to make sense.
Okay. So yeah, she's just documenting all this and then doing research on the cult itself and seeing if she can find any history of it. Okay.
Have you guys put the report into like filed the report in the computer? Are you doing your research from your desk? From your desktop?
So what I imagine is happening is Analia handles the entering it into the computer part and make sure it goes into the system. And then also we have like a hard copy that gets filed away just because you want.
Yep,
of course.
There's a whole bunch of forms that I have been filling out at my desk.
And like as you finish them, Analia's like putting them in the computer and inputting them and like handling her science things.
Yep. And then when it's all done, it goes to, what was the assistant's name? Terry?
Yep.
Terry's the. Which I feel like Analia developed an automated system that's better than Terry.
Almost certainly.
It's secretly named Terry 2.0.
As you are getting up to deliver the files to Terry, I'm like, oh, do you need help?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to check in. You know, I've been sitting here looking at my phone, so wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Everything is great. You're doing great.
Thank you.
All right, you hit send and it timestamps the timestamps the report and puts it in the system. And 20 minutes to the minute after you hit end, Analia, your desk phone rings.
She answers it. Hello?
It's Dame Helen Mirren.
Ooh.
I'm not even going to try. I thought for a moment that I was going to, but I just realized, no, that's not happening. So, for everyone...
Do it.
No, because she will find me. And I don't mean a character, I mean me. So let's not make that happen. You pick up the phone, and she says, I have a flag for the Kushan Far. What happened?
I mean, we took them down, or we took down that base specifically, but we just put the file in and everything that happened, but Silas got injected with something. He seems okay, but he was doing it to protect another someone who's
Isolate him.
Okay. Huh?
Isolate him.
Isolate him?
Did I stutter?
No, sorry. Sorry, Dame Helen Mirren. It's been a very long day. I will get him in
Put him in the interview room 4.
Okay.
Behind Terry's desk, there is a book marked tax code.
Okay.
Behind that book, there's a switch. Once he's in the room, flip that switch. I will be home tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, milady.
Click.
She's like, Analia's never the one who gets the call, so she's like, what do I... I feel like it's usually Benton or...
or Silas.
Yeah, so Analia's gonna go to Benton. And be like, come here.
What? What's up?
Dame Helen Mirren just called me, and we need to quarantine Silas in the interview room. So can you get him in there? I have to go press a switch.
Okay. Well, wait. If we need to quarantine, okay. You know what? We'll just deal with it. Okay. So interview 4.
Yes, interview room 4.
Got it. No problem. So I go into the break room and I'm like, Silas.
Is it time to go to karaoke?
We're not going to go to karaoke yet. We gotta put you in another room for right now.
What's wrong with this room?
Just orders from the top. We want to get you in the interview room. You'll be more comfortable in there.
Orders from the top?
Yep.
Why do they care what room I'm in?
I don't know. You know how it is around here. Phone rings. Dame Helen Mirren says things. We do things. It's how it goes.
Did somebody log a report on the computer?
We always do that, and that's not the problem here.
I'm out of character, Nick. I apologize for this, but Silas bolts for the door.
Oh no, I love this. This is great.
I grab Silas. I block the door.
Hey, that sounds like that is initiative.
Oh boy.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
Make me knock you out, Silas.
Dame Helen Mirren said knock you out, so I'm gonna knock you out.
I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah, that adds up.
Don't call
All
it
right.
a comeback.
Who wants to be first?
I'll be first.
Okay, because we all know that Jason likes to go last.
Mm-hmm.
2 of diamonds.
Ooh,
So there
great.
is exactly 1 card that is worse than that.
2 of clubs?
Yes.
Wow.
Not
No,
the 2 of
7
clubs.
of clubs.
Okay.
Yes. Not the 2 of clubs. So I think that the way this goes down is you're talking, and mid-sentence, as Silas is talking about, but why are we da-da-da-da-da, he bolts out of he goes from horizontal to vertical in no time, and runs past the door.
Bottle
I
in
assume
hand.
That's what's going on.
Yes, bottle
Right,
to go.
You don't leave Callahan's old 300.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to stop him, but he goes first.
Yeah. So, are you running flat out?
Yes.
Okay. I believe mechanically you both have a move of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe so. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything to change my movement, so whatever the normal one is.
Yep.
Okay.
6.
The only thing I have that's different is leaper, which could possibly help in this situation. I have to look it up. I don't remember exactly how it works. I'm looking it up right now.
I believe that affects your run distance.
Oh,
I'm sorry, your jump distance.
yeah, jump twice as far as listed under movement, and also if I do a wild attack, there's something, but I'm not attacking anyone.
Okay. So doing a full run means that you would be going that full 6, and then there's also a you'd have a pace die, which is also generally a d6. Do either of you have anything that modifies that? Makes it higher or lower?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let me take just a quick review of the chaser rules and see if we want to do anything like this, or if we're just going to wing it.
My pace does say 6, so that's
Okay.
normal.
All right, pace. Yep.
Great. Okay. What we're going to do, I think what we're just going to do is because I don't want to look up the full chaser rules, and I seem to have the feeling that they're not super fun anyway, not for just the two of you. What I'm going to do is just make this kind of a contest between the two of you, much like the dramatic task that Analia did in the previous episode.
Sure.
What I'm going to do is have the two of you make checks on what you're doing. We're going to do two things. One, you're each going to roll a d6 to represent the sort of the vicissitudes of circumstance, which is things like, ooh, my foot kind of got caught on a runner, so I'm a little bit slower than I normally would be running out of the way, or I had to dodge around that potted plant, or somewhat. Silas, if you get, we'll make this relatively quick. If you get 3 successes, you're going to reach the front door and be out on the street and be able to go. Benton, if you get 3 successes first, you're going to pull ahead and have an opportunity to grapple or kind of body block him into a wall or cut off his escape. We'll play it by ear on what's going to happen. I'm also going to give you guys a chance to do things to make tests. If you want to do something like pull something behind me or throw a wastebasket in his path or something like that. These aren't exactly attacks. But they'll be a test based off of agility or athletics or something like that. If that sounds good to you.
Sounds fine. So we're rolling 3d6 right now.
No, we're going to do this sort of one at a time.
One at a time. Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing is Silas has gotten past you. You're right behind him. I'm just going to draw a quick initiative real quick to see who's going to go first each time.
Okay. What was the first draw? Was that just to see if I could get past?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
In fact, that's all I wanted to see there. So we're going to go Jay.
Yeah, okay.
Jay, you're on an 8.
8?
Yeah. And Silas is on a 9.
Ooh.
So you're still just a hair faster than what's going on.
Okay.
You both know the building really well. You know the fastest way to get out. You know what the layout is. Jason, is there anything that Silas is doing to discourage pursuit?
Yeah.
Or is he just fully, focused on ahead?
Well, what I'm trying to think of is it okay if we say there's a building that is like an alley jump across from our roof?
Of course there is.
Okay. So my discouragement is I think I could take stairs better than Benton can. So I'm actually, instead of for the front door, I'm dashing for the back stairway to like run up that way.
Okay. So that sounds to me like you're making some sort of a feint, like you jump towards the front door, but then you take off towards the stairs.
Yeah.
So let's make that agility for Silas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you think that Benton would oppose this?
Probably is there like an intelligence roll or?
I mean, I think it would be more battle in this because it's a little bit more like guessing which way he'd go.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I think battle would entitle you doing the Batman thing and sort of figuring out the weaknesses of all of the weaknesses and strengths of everyone you know. So if you want to make that, I think agility versus battle is good.
I'm spending a Benny.
And we're rolling with the wild die too, right?
Of course.
I'm spending another Benny.
Ooh. You haven't even announced what you've rolled yet.
He would
Jay,
have to
already.
He would have to hard crit for me to beat him.
Well, it happened last time.
Okay.
It does happen.
Now both my sixes are exploding.
Oh. Well,
again.
I'm gonna spend a Benny.
Okay. I'm 12 plus 3. Yeah. That's a 15.
Okay.
Oh, I had a 5. I don't want to spend. I spent 1 Benny. I don't want to spend 2
I
Benny.
can't believe I spent 2 bennies on that. Still, it turned a 2 into a 15, so I'm glad.
There you go.
Okay, so that is the way I'm going to play this is that is going to be that's going to be 1 point in Silas's favor. So he kind of tricks Silas or Benton into like he takes 3 steps towards the front door, swivels and runs back down the hallway towards the main stairs.
Mm-hmm.
On there. I'm going to go to the next round here, and I want to see just who. I guess the way that I'm doing this is whoever is going first gets to call what the challenge is during this round. Does that sound fair?
Sounds good
Sure.
to me.
We'll do it like that. Okay. I'm sorry, Jay. Okay. And that's Silas again. Silas has initiative.
Okay. So as we're going, I know that Benton's right behind me, and I'm shouting at him that like it wasn't Dame Helen Merton. They've gotten to the report that they can see it. It's on the computer. I'm not running from Helen Mirren. I'm running from the Fae who have hacked the report. That's like probably a shorter, like out of breath version of that, but that's
right.
The argument I'm trying to make.
That's not how any of this works.
Okay, so that sounds to me like you're trying to make a persuade.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair, or do you like?
It is.
So I guess what it is. Does Silas believe that?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he believes that, then I think that's persuade and not like deception or performance.
Yeah, I know it says my delusion is minor, but I've doubled down on this so many times. I think this is just a real thing.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's great. It's a source of constant joy.
Now,
Jay, how do you think Benton is responding to that? And I want to listen to what Jason thinks as well, because this is his contest.
Well, I've got thin-skinned here, and I think this is the kind of thing that, like, frustrates Benton to no end, because it's like climate change denialism. It's like, no, that's so incredibly not true that it makes me mad, and I'm a little offended that you think I would fall for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you think that's like Spirit as willpower, or smarts as intelligence, or do you think something else would apply?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with vigor
Okay.
on that one because I feel like it's just sort of like a life energy. Like I feel like it's more common sense than either of those things. It's sort of like. "Rrrr."
Well, that kind of is the spirit realm. Vigor is more
Oh.
like your physical endurance,
All right.
and checking
Then
in.
spirit, which
Okay.
is okay. Actually, spirit's pretty good.
Also, I should ask, do I, so normally I get a free reroll with persuasion stuff. Does that apply to this?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
This is more of a test, and you don't have time to like craft a
Yes, I
an
agree. I
argument?
just wanted to make sure that was the case.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to roll persuasion.
And I'm rolling vigor.
I've got a 7.
I've got a 12.
Oof.
Okay, so Jason or Silas is all. It's the internet, man. It's fairies. It wasn't Helen Mirren. I mean, Dame Helen Mirren. It was, and Benton is following up with, I don't care.
I don't care. Exactly. Come on.
On there. So we're tied 1-1.
The internet's got you, man.
Okay. Ooh, Queen of Diamonds.
Woohoo.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Oh. Not cool, dude. Not
I swear
cool.
this is not stacked. It has been shuffled several
Wait,
times.
was that an ace or a joker?
It was a joker.
Oh my god.
So I'm going to say that the joker represents that you have hit the stairwell, slammed the door open, and now I'm not going to do the whole. Here's how the bonus is going to work. The bonus is Leaper is now coming into play because you can take multiple stairs at a time.
Yeah.
To just jam up the stairwell.
Goatman's on the climb.
Yeah. So, do you have an idea of what this next test is going to be? And it could be something just like a simple speed check, or something like that.
It does. Let's see. Jumping talks about an athletics roll, and Leaper's supposed to just double the distance that I'm capable of. So, I mean, my athletics is only a D6, but it seems like the right move.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anything else really makes sense. So.
Okay, I agree. So you're just head down and you're just leaping up the stairs.
Yeah. They've
Benton,
gotten to Benton. I'm irrational at this point.
It's that phone.
Yep.
Those wireless headphones that he sometimes wears listening to music. He's streaming music. You might as well be listening to.
I'm
Faye,
the only
Faye
one who
song
saw
right
this
there.
coming. This is frustrating.
Oh, boy.
Benton, I think that this is also an athletics check. Do you agree, or do you have a countervailing proposal on how you would counteract this?
I would love to, since I still only have a D4 in athletics, but no, I don't actually have an argument.
Okay. Then athletics checks.
Oh, that's an exploding 6.
Uh,
That's an
I'm gonna
8.
Am I allowed to get a Benny on a critical fail?
Oh. On Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, you rolled Snake Eyes right
I
there.
rolled Snake Eyes.
I've mentally gone back and forth on this several times, and I kind of feel like I want to say no because I feel like there has to be some consequences there. But
Yep.
but I'll be honest. I will put it to the table and let it be overruled, and we will make that the official rule going forward.
I'm willing to accept the consequences, also because this is too much fun. So
Okay.
I personally, and it's not just because I'm on the other end of this, like I had a critical fail at the most amazing time last time. I like there being a no take back.
Yeah.
It's a pretty rare instance where that's going to happen, but I kind of like there's one, like, this is it.
Yep.
You can't buy your way out of this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm down for that like instance of total failure.
Okay, so Snake Eyes cannot be re-rolled.
Uh-oh.
Snake Eyes, if they come up on your Benny re-roll, do not have to be kept, because you could with a Benny. If you have spent a Benny, you can keep the best thing that you have.
Right, that makes sense.
Snake Eyes that happen if you have an edge that gives you a re-roll have to be kept.
Okay. Yep.
That's
So,
a
like,
rule
my
that I know.
persuasion roll would, yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
That's cool.
So in this case, I think that I think that the mechanics of that are that Silas is going to get two successes there, which is going to put him at the threshold of 3. Ooh. So the way that I'm seeing this in my head is he hits the stairwell, slams the door open, kicks the door shut, and it jams.
Oh, like
and then he just
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he just, like, your hooves are maybe a little bit harder than they were before, and so you knock it in. So it's jammed when you get there, and you throw your shoulder against the door, and you get it open. But by the time you do, you're like, you see the tail end of his coat as he hits the roof.
Oh, Jesus!
As he hits the roof access.
All right. Well, I'm still running after him, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. Cool. Someone was just giving an update in the chat here, so apologize for the quiet.
Mm-hmm.
With the changes in the new rules, critical failures are now assumed to be part of the rules. There's no amount of bennies which can get you out.
Nope.
Sure.
So,
of course, every table can house rule that if they want to.
Yes.
But yeah.
Of course. But I think we came to that conclusion on our own organically, so I'm perfectly happy to obey the rules since they agree with my preconceived notions. Silas, I don't know if you want to say this to the table, but if you want to send me a message about where you're going and what your plan is, if you have one. You can feel free to announce it if you want, but if you want to keep that secret, like now they're going to have to try and figure out where you are.
I don't mind saying it because I'm sure everyone here can keep the difference between what their character knows and what the player knows. But yeah, I mean, I hit the roof, I jump to the next building. I'm going to try to, take whatever quick zigzags I can to try to throw off pursuit. And then I think in an effort, like he's constantly thinking about trying to not do the expected thing or whatever he knows, even him, the internet knows some of his patterns. And so he's going to try to pick a karaoke bar at random because they'll never think to find him there.
Okay.
And also it's a random one. So within several blocks of their building.
Right. So you find the one remaining phone booth in the city and grab the phone book and look up karaoke bars. You rip the page out. I'm just gonna say that you rip the page out. So there's a chunk missing for where the K's were. There's probably a couple of chunks missing from this phone book from other places that Silas has gone. In any case, karaoke is missing from the yellow pages, and you use some method to determine a random one of these bars locally that you're headed towards. Fantastic. I would like both of you to go ahead and please take a Benny for that scene. I thought that was a lot of fun. And you're both on the same side right now, even if you don't know it, so that Joker is going to hit both of them.
I'm sorry to be a problem.
Does that hit both of us or all of us?
I think just the two of them in regards to that, because I think that you were still you were waiting by the front desk. You know what? That's a really bad. I feel bad because they probably ran right past you, and you should have done something.
Did they run right past us? I thought they were running
in the back.
Well, like started to come towards you and then juked around to the side, and I didn't give you a chance to do anything. I'm going to give everyone a Benny because that's the only easy way that I have to make up for being a bad GM here. So
I mean, it's okay. I had to jump off for a second, so it's fine.
Absolutely believable that Zoe missed all of it because she was looking at her phone. So
yeah, I assume Zoe was on her phone. And Analia was like hunched behind Terry's desk.
That's what I'm
waiting for
talking
me
about.
waiting for
Trying
me
to
to
find
say
the one
something.
binder.
Yep,
Probably I was looking for the tax code to see if the Switch really existed.
exactly. Just waiting for when's the sign, and nope. Just I've been running around the office and then out the back door.
Like I can see the TV scene where like just Zoe on her phone. Occasionally she looks up over at Analia, and like in the background there's this
This frantic
This whole thing
chick.
going
in the
on.
extreme background. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Benny's music was playing the entire.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's
Kitty sacks
ironically
all the way
watching. Oh, look at these ducks and this music. All right, so take one if you think you deserve it. Don't take one if you don't. I trust you all. You're great players, are great people. Benton, you're at the door and he's gone. Analia, you just saw Silas run out like a bat out of hell. Benton was after him. Something happened. You heard a door slam. Zoe, they keep making noise when you're just trying to watch this video. It's really irritating.
Analia's gonna run up to Benton like, what happened?
I went to go get him into interrogation room 4, and he just bolted. He heard the word computer and just, you know him, he just flipped out, bolted. I tried to stop him. He kicked the door so hard it jammed, and I'm pretty sure he went up to the roof and he is gone.
Okay. Did the Switch exist?
Yes.
Okay.
So the binder that's labeled tax code is basically an empty shell that is weighted. So if you were to like tap it or move it, it would feel like it was full of papers. But once you pull it back, you realize that is just like a facade that goes over the top, and there's nothing inside of it. But underneath, there's like a little cutout and lift. There is a little red switch that says 4 on it.
Okay, well, the Switch exists, so unless Dame Helen Mirren is secretly some evil fae out to get Silas, pretty
Possible.
sure he is just... all right, well...
Wait, what did she say?
Hey, who's an evil fae? Is it my dad?
No, not your dad.
No.
Okay.
Not your dad, not this time.
No evil fae.
Do you guys want to see this goat who thinks he's people? It's so cute.
Is it Silas?
No, it's an actual goat, not a goat man. See, he's got his little beard. He's wearing a fireman outfit.
Oh.
Analia's like, it is really cute. But so Dame
Yeah.
Mirren called and she said she has a flag on the Kushan Far, and to isolate Silas in interview room 4, and then to press the switch under the desk that says behind the book that says tax code.
Okay. Did she say anything else about the Kushan 4 and why we needed to isolate him? You said all of his tests came up clear, right?
Yeah, they came up clear for me, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, all I could tell about the chemical compound was that it was an alchemical compound.
Oh boy. Okay.
It wasn't blood-based either. So, okay, let's think about this. Let's think about Silas.
All right. Let's try to figure out where Silas would go.
Well, he wouldn't go home because that's too obvious.
He'd go somewhere where there's not going to be a lot of phones, maybe?
He would go somewhere. I want to roll to see if I would know where Silas would go. Ow.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to metagame too hard that I think he would go somewhere fun, but I do kind of think we would know he might try to go somewhere fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a secret that he literally feeds on, like, emotional feedback. So,
Yeah.
That's not a stretch at all.
Well, he might, honestly... We were also just talking about karaoke. I'm trying not to go there. He would probably go somewhere with a lot of people. So tons of phones would be around.
All right. I mean, listen, he does like to drink, so let's look for bars.
I can...
He might run to a bar.
She gets on her computer and she's like, looks up every bar in the area.
Let's start with the nearest one.
But yeah, let's try to keep it within like a 5-mile radius. He's walking, so he can't go very
Yeah. He's sleepy, but yeah, he's not going to go far because he's also probably sobering up a little bit.
Yeah, do you think maybe like a 2-mile radius?
Yeah, so let's try that. Let's start there.
Okay, I am going to say that there are...
Oh, also,
go ahead.
I've snapped my flip phone and put the pieces in 2 different trash cans.
Right, because they're tracking both sides of
Yep.
it.
Analia has never once put a tracker on your phone because it's too old.
He doesn't know that.
Oh, boy.
He's tried to tell him that, he just doesn't listen.
No. He's operating from a place of ignorance, unfortunately.
I'm going to say that there are 8 karaoke bars that meet your requirements within the range, Silas. I want you to give me a number.
Oh, just pick one?
Yeah, pick a number between 1 and 8 inclusive,
Mm-hmm.
and tell me, but don't say it on the.
Okay, I'll do Zoom
Don't-
chat.
Yeah, don't say it to anybody
Oh,
else.
almost send it to Jay instead.
Please, send it to Jay.
Okay, great. I have the number. So because I stepped away for a moment, I didn't hear. You guys had a discussion and decided that you were going to go and try and hit bars looking for him?
She's pulling up the closest bars, like walking distance on a computer to kind of start narrowing down which ones would be most likely based on our knowledge of our friend.
Oh, you could definitely rule out sports bars. He doesn't go to sports bars.
No.
That's a thing.
No sports bars, but also what's closest, because figuring he's running, he doesn't want to sober up, so...
Right. He was in a bit of a rough shape.
Yep.
Had a thing on there.
And you
Okay.
are, so we know that you would go to probably somewhere fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, I'm going to narrow this down to about 8 bars you think are going to fit the criteria, which may or may not be the same 8 bars that Silas has in there. And they range anywhere from being half a block from the headquarters, which is like the place where you guys often will go for a drink after work, or anything like that, to a couple of places that are 4 or 5 miles away, but within range of him to be able to run to. So of those, where do you think is the best place to go? And if you want, you could just roll a d8 and go to that bar.
You want to do a roll about it, Blythe?
I'm afraid to roll on it. I'm trying to decide if we should try and each take a different bar
Oh, that's a good idea.
and then call if we see him, but don't alert him to your presence until we show up, kind of thing.
I like that. I like the sound of that. Yeah, we'll just split them up.
So we should each. So
Maybe let's each roll a d8,
yeah.
and then whatever number of the 8 bars, that's the one we're going to.
Yeah. I got 6.
I got 7.
Emily, you're muted.
I got 2.
Oh.
Okay.
So Emily's going to the Zoe's going to the second bar on the list. I'm going to the 7th, and Benton's going to the 7th, and Analia's going to the. You said you got the 6th.
Yeah.
The 6th.
Nick, can I do a thing before they commence their, or just like while this is happening?
Absolutely, because I'm sure that this takes some time while they are talking and figuring out what's what.
Now it's also okay to say no to this. I don't have a problem with that. But I was imagining we have like an emergency Dame Helen Mirren number. But maybe that's not the case. Or just like an emergency, like, I've been arrested and I need the Pembroke to get me out. You know, that's like an emergency hardline number that we know.
I think that you have, we'll say you have a number that goes to Dame Helen Mirren's personal assistant.
Okay.
Who acts as sort of a gatekeeper on whether this is a true emergency, in which case they will 100% get her on the line.
Okay.
And if not, they will try and help as best they can, tell you to get lost. And
sure. Like they could post bail or whatever. Like all that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So what I want to do is go in the bar, and if they don't have a payphone in the back, just try to get the bar phone. If I just ask the barkeeper, because I'm good at asking for things.
You
I
also
don't
don't.
Have you been to this bar before ever, or was this just a random bar that you knew was in the area?
I'm gonna say random because he specifically would try to go to one he hasn't been to before, but it's possible he's been here and forgotten.
Okay.
But he thinks he's never been here before.
Okay. Let me ask you, and I'm going to go back to everyone else here in just a moment. But let me ask you, Jason, tell me something about this bar. We know it's not a sports bar. When you walk in, what is the vibe?
It's a vibe of like an open mic thing, but it's what time of day was it?
Well, this is still the same day that you guys got Willem, so I'm just going to arbitrarily say it's 8 o'clock, approximately.
PM.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then it's the vibe of the like open mic bar. He was hoping it was a karaoke bar, but tonight's not karaoke, it's open mic. And the first people are going up, like the people reading poetry. And so there's I think he comes in a rush and somebody finishes and there's like 4 people clapping. And this is fine. So yeah, it's open mic, kind of hipstery, really expensive beers on tap.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind
so
of thing.
it's basically like a 90s coffee house, but there is a bar inside.
Yes, yeah. 90s Coffee House was converted into a hipster craft brew bar.
Okay, so it's like mismatched chairs and found furniture and that sort of like
Yeah.
Look
There
at us,
is
we're-
one like velvet purple couch in the back, with a too small table. Like you could sit 4 people on there and the table cannot hold 4 people's drinks.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. Okay, so you're there, and why don't you go ahead and give me a roll to get on the phone?
Persuasion?
and make that call. Yeah.
And may I have my re-roll on this?
Yeah, for this one, sure.
Okay. I catch my breath and try to say.
I'm going to tell you that you're going to be looking at a target of 6 because they don't really want to have anyone using the phone. This is like it's a hard sell.
Well,
especially
I got
for someone who's not a regular.
my best roll was a 7.
Oh, great. Okay.
And I'm just going up to him like, I'm so sorry, I dropped my phone in a puddle and then it was run over, and it's completely gone, and I just need to call my friend, please.
Is your friend gonna meet here for a drink?
Yes, and I will buy at least 2 while I'm waiting.
All right. Why don't you order a couple of drinks and we'll and it slides the phone over, and we'll get back to that call in just a moment or two. Jay, you rolled a
7.
You rolled a 7 on the die. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are headed over towards the bar 7 Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me something interesting about 7 Stars.
7 Stars is a goth-themed bar.
Okay.
So it's all very dark velvet, red lighting, columns, swaths of, sheer fabric or whatever.
Okay, and it's a goth bar 7 days a week.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so it is tripled down on this,
yes,
or
that's
septupled down on this theme.
exactly. Yep.
Great. Okay. So you walk into 7 Stars, and they are. It's 8 o'clock, so the crowd is still. The crowd, I say, with air quotes, is mostly just like. It looks like some couples, some friends. There's people smoking cloves outside of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
The music is still canned.
Right.
So it's just like playing over the speakers, and it is just straight out of someone's Sisters of Mercy Spotify playlist
Rock on.
there. And so it's just droning. Like, you can tell that the scene hasn't really started yet. 8 o'clock is pretty damn early for goths to be getting into it. They're probably lacing corsets and getting their mascara on and figuring out which obscure absinthe they're going to order when they get there in 2 hours. To anyone listening, I'm poking fun at myself here as well. I'm not just I'm not punching down. I'm punching across.
Punching in.
Around.
Yes.
Wow.
Fuck me, I won't do what I tell me. So yeah. It's still, like, it's relatively quiet, even though the music is coming through.
Mm-hmm.
There is a as you approach, there's a couple of people who are outside smoking clove cigarettes, and they look like they're kind of in what a friend of mine would call corporate goth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like black suits, red tie, that sort of vibe. Not like the full everything.
Got it.
But the place looks kind of empty. Like, there isn't a lot going on here yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, as you said, dark, and there's wispy things hanging. So it's entirely possible that Silas could be hiding back here.
I make a beeline for the bar.
Okay.
And I take out my phone, and I assume I have some sort of picture of Silas on my phone, like some group picture or whatever. And I go to the bartender, and I'm like, "Hey, have you seen this guy? I'm looking for this guy."
Okay. The bartender turns around, and he's got some piercings, and definitely is wearing some poorly applied eyeliner. Anyway, sorry, memories. He turns around and goes, "Hey, you here for you? You." Sorry, bars are from the before time, so I'm having trouble conjuring them into how a bartender responds to you when you walk in.
You can buy a drink at a bar.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yep.
You hand over money, and then you say, "I would like a drink," but I don't remember what kind of drinks they serve.
Probably something exotic.
Yes.
Like a Bud Light. Yeah. So what's first of all? How's Benton dressed? Like,
I mean, in my standard, long trench coat, vest.
So actually, not bad for this place at all.
Not bad. No, I
honestly.
blend in a little bit with my like undead guy from the 1820s look.
Yeah, actually,
that I have
this is the
cultivated.
best possible. This is the best possible part. So he turns around and he goes, "Hey,
Yeah. Hey. Just trying to find my friend. I'm hoping he came in here tonight. Have you seen this guy?
he
He would
glances
have ordered
down.
a lot of alcohol.
He glances down at the picture and goes, "No, I haven't seen him. But if you're looking for somebody, there's going to be a lot of people here tonight. If you want to have a seat."
Nope. I should probably keep looking, but maybe I'll be back because if I don't find him, I'll just cycle back around here. Okay?
All right. Cool. I like the look. You really nailed this.
Yeah. Thank you. That's just how I look.
And he goes, if you wanna hang out here for your friend to show up,
I'm not sure where he is, so it's important that I find him. Thank you. Appreciate you. You're doing great. I gotta go.
no skin. Come on back if you want to have a good time tonight.
I just might. All right. Goodbye.
And he lets you go.
Yep.
Blythe, you rolled an 8.
I
Was
was
that
just,
correct, or a 6? You rolled a 6.
I'm just doing the most with my eyebrows right now.
You really
Okay.
are.
Okay. This bar is named. This bar's named Ursa Major.
Oh, okay. This is the hipster bar in town. This is where all the coffee shop hipsters who
The
drink
other
craft
hipster bar.
beer-
Yeah.
Is this perchance a bear bar?
I
For
think it
pickups?
is now. I hadn't thought of that, but yes, it is 100% a bear bar. I just went with the first name that popped into my head, so there we go.
Everyone here is looking for their bears, but they're also all super hipster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Handlebar mustaches.
Yeah, hipster bears all the way
Lots
down.
of plaid. Oh yeah.
So it's not a place that Analia goes to often because it's not for her.
Yeah. So you walk up and there are clearly couples. You've got guys dancing together. You've got them holding hands. There are a couple women at the bar who also look like they might be a couple. And it actually is. There's a lot going on. There's there's some music playing, and it looks like a pretty comfortable, chill place. If you're into this particular aesthetic.
Yeah. And Analia has probably been, because she's queer, so she's probably been out with some of her gay friends, but this isn't a place she frequents.
Okay. So I would say you have a passing familiarity with Ursa Major. It's not, like you said, it's not a place that you spend a lot of time, but you're not walking completely blind. You have like the I recognize you as I've seen you before, not I recognize you, I know what your name is.
Yeah. So she goes up to the bartender that she's like seen before. She's like, "Oh, hey, you've been on shift when I've been here." And she's like, "Hey, a friend of mine, I'm looking for a friend of mine and he may have come through here." And she pulls up a picture like on her phone and is like, "Have you seen him?" I'm just
Oh, the cute guy, yeah.
The cute guy?
Yeah.
Is he here?
I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. I mean,
I don't know if he's gay, so I don't know if I can help you there. No, wait. Oh, no,
He is as pan as they get.
That's right. She's like, "Well, I know he's into, you know what? I might be able to set you up if you help me find him."
Oh, if I had seen him, I'd certainly let you know. He comes in every once in a while. Likes to get the crowd up and singing, having a good time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes leaves with people, sometimes doesn't.
That does sound like him. Well, can I give you my number, and just if you do see him, you can give me a call.
Yeah, what's his name?
It's Silas, and she like writes down on a piece of paper of like, she writes her name, Analia, writes her number, and then writes Silas, and then writes cute guy, can try to set up if find, and like hands.
Okay. Great. Yeah, if you see him, let him know. My name's Bill,
Nice to meet you, Bill.
and tell him we miss him. We'd love to see him in the bar sometime.
Yeah, we totally will. And she like grabs a couple dollars out of her wallet and like tips, and she's like, I know I didn't buy anything, but for your time. And then she like leaves.
He thanks you, and you see him tack it up. Like behind the register, there's like a little corkboard. Tack it up, so he knows to keep a lookout there.
Okay. And then she just decides, she calls Benton and says she didn't find Silas, or she texts Benton. She's like, didn't find, going to head to different bar.
And I text back same.
Okay. So Zoe, you rolled a 2?
I did roll a 2.
Okay. The bar that you find yourself at is it's called the Hopeless Wanderer.
Okay.
And you walk in, and there is it's like upcycled furniture, and it's kind of a hipster place. It's got like a 90s coffee shop vibe, but they've got an open mic going on.
Okay.
And it looks like there is someone else who's just gone up, and they're doing you're not sure if it's a parody of like a beat poet, because they seem to have these sort of random stops and starts. It's like Bill Shatner doing beat poetry, so there's a lot of really weird changes.
It's like, how do you know if the bagpipes are in tune? Is it ironic beat poetry or legit beat poetry?
Yeah, but it's clearly being performed by someone who is way too young to have been, even raised by someone who was telling them stories about being a beat poet in the 50s or anything like that. So you're not quite sure. But looking around, there are a bunch of people. It actually seems to be fairly popular, although most of them seem to be having sort of like low-key whispered conversations with each other rather than paying attention to this truly bad poet. I think that I need you to make a notice check for me.
I mean, if Silas is going to be anywhere, it's where there's an open mic.
Well, it's possible that could we rewind to my phone conversation, because that outcome could affect what happens.
Actually, that is very fair. Yeah.
Okay.
So hold that roll. It might be something else. You hear the imperious and androgynous voice that you have called before. They pick up the phone and say, "This is Shell. Speak."
The Fae have impersonated Dame Helen Mirren to trap me, to imprison me in a secret room at the office, and I need to contact Dame Helen Mirren to confirm.
Where are you, Silas?
I can't disclose that until I hear from her.
I see. There are operatives looking for you?
Yes, because the impersonator has convinced them.
Okay. Dame Helen is currently on a plane back to Covenant. So when did someone speak with her?
About 8 minutes ago.
Okay. Let me rewind because she is not yet on a plane.
Okay.
Headed back to Covenant.
Yeah, well, I mean, she could have a phone call on an airplane. That's
right.
Or I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, right? Like what? I don't know what the right amount of time for this is.
Right. Dame Helen is currently on her way to the airport to fly home to Covenant. She would greatly request if you would wait for her arrival. I can confirm.
She asked for me to be trapped in the building?
She needs to speak with you as soon as possible in a face-to-face environment. And perhaps there was a misunderstanding. Silas, are you still with me?
Do you know the middle name that I gave myself when I left the Fae?
Chandler.
Damn it.
Is that real?
Thank you and good night.
I hope that was okay. I just went with a noir detective. I thought that was right in the...
Sure. Yeah, I was open to whatever.
Yeah. The Raymond Chandler. Anyway.
That's like the one thing the Fae wouldn't know about him. He's never put anywhere but on his paperwork at Pembroke.
Oh,
So it's something we would all know.
Probably, yeah. It's in his record.
So, having received that phone call, what is Silas doing then?
Sitting at the bar waiting for someone to show up.
All right, having those drinks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
no...
waving when she comes in. Like, hey, Zoe.
No
have a drink.
notice roll required.
Yeah.
You walk into the Hopeless Wanderer, and there is Silas at the edge of the bar.
That was easy.
Yeah. Do you want a drink?
Zoe Browning cracks the case again.
Yeah, you found me right away. How did you do that?
Oberon.
No.
I'm just kidding. I just am really good at this. I'm really good at being a detective.
I believe that. I just need to convey how dangerous Oberon is and is not your friend.
He's my dad.
I know.
I mean, you're right. A dad should not be his kids' friends. He should be their dad. But
he's
we
not
get along.
He's not a good person.
No, I just was like, okay, open mic. Find an open mic because Silas will probably be there performing an acoustic cover of Mambo No. 5, and here you are.
Yeah, it's I'm still down. I'm down on the sheet a little bit. My name is on the sheet, by the way, Nick. I put it on there when I came in.
Sure. I think I picture Silas had the phone crooked in his shoulder and then grabbed the clipboard.
Yeah, having a life or death conversation of I believe my life is in danger. Can you let Dame Helen Meir know? Here you go.
What pop hit are you going to perform an acoustic cover of on guitar?
I don't know. I need a good I don't know hipster anthems. What are my options? Does anyone know hipster music?
I mean, it's always going to be something that's ironic, just
sure.
So.
Let's do a acoustic Marilyn Manson cover.
Sure.
Maybe The Beautiful People.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Zoe, of course, thinks that song is about her.
And Silas thinks it's about him.
Yeah, so listen, we need to go...
are you guys going up as duet?
Oh, boy, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Think of all the people who would worship me, and then I could get all that energy. It would be so good.
Are you gonna text us that he's there?
Yeah, but after we sing.
You get texts from you're getting texts from Analia that's like, hey Zoe, did you find him? Like, is he okay? Like, where are you? What's going on? Like, you're getting all these.
And I'm gonna send back, hey, you want to see me perform "The Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson with a special guest?
Analia, I think Analia would have enough knowledge to know who the special guest is. Silas, right?
I hope so.
I roll a common knowledge roll.
I think you can read the innuendo there.
Then there's like the ... from someone typing a lot, and Zoe says the special guest is Silas.
Analia responds like, oh, that sounds fun. Glad you both are okay. We'll come see you sing. And then text Benton to come. I feel like we had a group message. That's probably the smartest way to have done it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you have a group message with all of us and a group message without Silas.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. So yeah, I think that you guys perform a great rendition of "Beautiful People" on guitar. One of you convinces someone to loan you a guitar, and then you bang that out, and it's really good, and everyone is totally into it, and you can feel their admiration and their enjoyment of the of this. And so I think that for both of you, that is feels really good. Like, Silas, you're not feeling hungover anymore. Like, you're getting what you need. The bartender offers you $300 for your half bottle of Callahan's Old 300. That is the craft, man. Look, I was gonna get pretty pissed off that you came in here and were drinking out of that without a corking fee or anything, but I tell you what, if you sell me the rest of that bottle, well, forget all about it. And as long as I still have some, I'll share it with you when you come in. I can't. I've only seen one. I've only seen one once before, and it was up for auction outside of my range. You've had about half. You've kind of been in there, so I think 300 is fair.
For context, I'm just imagining. But also, I have to apologize. I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I don't make this episode all about me, and then I failed at that role. So, but I think also Silas has a pretty tenuous relationship with like monetary values. Again, stemming back to the like satyrs don't start the game with the common knowledge die. They have to buy it up from zero, and I did not. So like if he had been offered $40, he probably would have.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, like he wants things and then is also happy to give it to someone else. It's like, I got it. Okay, I accomplished the thing that I wanted, and now I can give it to someone else. So yeah, I'll sell it to him for $300.
Okay. Zoe, you are also feeling really good from this performance. Like, this is, it has been, it's been a tense couple of days, and a room full of people who were paying attention to you and giving you not exactly devotion, but like admiration at this performance. Like, it feels good. Like this,
like a contact high.
Yeah, exactly, so, like that. So I think you're kind of basking in that going on. And then I think that Ben and Analia show up, unless you two have anything else you want to do in the scene.
That I showed up and listened to the song. I feel like.
Right.
I caught the tail end of it.
Okay.
And Analia goes up to Zoe and is like, "Hey, you did a really great job."
Thank
Also,
you.
thank you
I'm
for
a very good detective.
yes, you are. You are
Yep.
very good. And she turns to Silas and she's just like, "What is wrong with you?"
I don't want to be locked in a room by the Fae.
I don't want that either, but you're also not okay right now, and I need him. She's very upset at you. She kind of does like Analia doesn't get angry very often, and she just kind of like stomps her foot a little bit, and it's like, I need to go back, and I need to run more tests because Dame Helen Mirren sound really concerned about you, and I am too. Despite the fact that it seemed like everything was fine, I don't know enough about what you were injected with to know you are fine. So we're going back, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Good.
I
And then kind of like, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
it sometimes it's hard to mesh what I think is real and what is, and I think I got confused.
I mean, she's kind of like, I understand, and I know it's confusing and scary right now, but we need to make sure you're okay. And if the Fae are coming after you, we'll all help you. You know that. You can
Yeah.
trust us.
Yeah, I do know that. Thank you for saying it.
I'm not going to let them come take you.
Yeah, I believe you.
Now, can we all go back to the office? That was a very beautiful rendition of Beautiful People. You should probably sell a cover of that. That was better than Marilyn.
Yeah. Is Benton okay?
I'm fine, just annoyed. Everything Analia said, and then some. Next time I might let the Fae catch you. But come on, let's go.
That's a lie.
It's a lie, but it was annoying.
Benton, do you have something to say about who's a good detective?
You're a very good detective, Zoe.
Thank you.
The she found me in the first place she looked.
That's yes. She figured out this was the place to go, so yes.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have great wine. Have you guys tried wine? It's really good.
Yes. Let's get a roadie and let's go.
Okay.
Cool. So I think you make your way back to Pembroke. And once there, what's the plan?
Annalie is going to ask him to go into interview room 4, but she won't press the switch. I'll only press the switch if something goes wrong. I don't know what it does.
I misheard. I thought you said I won't press the issue, not I won't press the switch.
Oh.
No. She just says, like, can you go in the room that Mirren asked you to be in, but I won't press that switch unless something goes wrong. Because I assume it goes on to, like, mega lockdown. But she's trusting Silas to stay in there until Dame Helen Mirren arrives. And she's going to bring him some whiskey. Because she has a bottle stored away. It's not as fancy as his, but she keeps alcohol on hand because Zoe and Silas need it. They seem to need alcohol.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. And Silas is okay with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I think the rest of the night passes uneventfully, unless anyone has more
I just
business.
want to know what's in the room or if anything happens when... Oh, no, you said not push the switch.
No, she's trusting you to stay in there and only going to press. She's basically going to keep an eye on you, and then if you decide to try something, she's going to press it.
So what's it like in there?
It looks exactly like conference rooms 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Like from the inside, you don't know why she specified this one.
Okay.
It's got like a reasonably nice sort of conference room table, some comfy but not too comfy chairs. There's a ficus in one corner.
Oh, well, now hold on. With the ficus, I want to roll detect the arcane, just in case.
Okay.
I mean, on the whole room, not just the ficus, but that's suspicious.
The ficus was,
The
that was the
ficus set
tipping
you
point.
off.
I'm no noob. Yeah, I'll take a 6 on detect the arcane.
You do not detect the arcane.
Okay. It's a
in
mundane
fact-
room.
In fact, have you ever walked into a recording studio?
Yes. Is it have
This
that
is-
like?
This is the magical equivalent of that.
Yeah,
When,
okay.
when you start looking for it, you suddenly notice the absence of any feeling like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so it's like a warded room is a guess. I'm just gonna make that assumption, and then that's fine if I'm wrong.
Sure. You feel something poking you in your chest, like from your pocket.
Oh yeah.
It is the sprig of Little Jack Horner. It's drooping.
Oh, get it out.
Is it like did that happen when I came in the room?
Have you looked at it since Zoe asked about it 6 hours ago?
Probably not. So yeah, I'll just call for Zoe to come get this. I don't think it should be in here with me. Zoe.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I need to plant that.
Yeah. And don't forget when you water it to mix sugar and whiskey
Okay.
in with the water.
Okay, I'll do that. Do I have to say any magic words? Do I have to be like arise unicorn or something like that?
Couldn't hurt.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. Listen, I don't know if you caught all this, but as my, distant uncle, I thought it would be cool to just keep you informed on what's up with me, what the haps are. I asked Analia out, and I don't know. This feels really different. I don't want to suck her brain, and
Yeah, that's
Zoe,
good.
your phone rings.
oh, my phone rang. Hey, hold on. Hey, wait.
Hey,
I
hey,
have a- I
hey,
have a
babe.
cop. Hey.
Where you been? You're supposed to come pick me up from rugby.
Oh.
I mean, I don't like being away from you for so long. I've been just waiting here. I know you wouldn't forget about me, babe.
David, you were supposed to get a ride. We talked about this.
No,
Were
you
just
said you were going to
sitting-
come back for me. You said that I was important to you and that you loved me and that you'd be back.
You are important to me, and I do love you, and I will be back. Anyway, I'll
Bye.
be right there. Bye.
You hear him sort of sputter, some things as you cut the connection.
So you think it's a good thing I don't want to suck her brain?
I was saying it's something you want to limit, especially around humans, because it could injure them.
Right, but she's not human.
Well, that also introduces a whole layer of complication. Why did you ask her? I thought you were dating Chad?
David.
David is what I said. Yep.
I'm trying some things, I'm in college. I'm just figuring out who I am. It's just how it is,
Oh, okay. So you're not exclusively with Chavid.
With David, he thinks we are, and I guess that I probably thought we were too, but
Oh.
he just always wants to do what I want to do, and I think that is kind of boring sometimes.
Okay, I could see we're missing each other on this point, but that's okay.
Do you have any advice?
Yes, I think you should not date or live with humans.
But I was raised by humans. I've always been around humans.
And as you're getting older, your power is becoming more pronounced, and they're going to keep being swayed to your way of thinking, which is nice at first until you've essentially scooped out their free will.
Humans do like me a lot. I mean, and I've always known that. Have I told you about the 7th grade science fair?
No, only the 9th and 11th grade ones.
I won those too. I won a lot of science
What happened to
fairs.
the even years? Did those not...
Oh yeah, I sat those out that year. I didn't want to dominate the competition.
That's smart. Yeah, it's a good strategy.
Yeah, those were the years I focused on the spelling bee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said, I would say the spelling is flexible. The judge would say, yes, I see what you mean. And we'd go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I got to get back to David, my little jack-o'-lantern boy.
You should probably plant that and leave it here at the office.
Yeah. So unicorn arise. That was the thing I was supposed to say.
That's a good start. I mean, it should do what you tell it to do because you're you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. I'm going to go plant that. Then I'm going to go talk to David. And I guess boys don't like it when I break up with them. It goes poorly.
Yeah, I bet nobody likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. I'll see you in the morning.
I hope so.
On her way out, Zoe gets like one of those little Terry has like a little cactus or something on his desk.
Just dump it out.
Yeah, Zoe just dumps it out. And puts the little sprig of whatever in it and pours some water and some sugar and some whiskey over it and says, "Arise, unicorn, and do my bidding."
Hey, that's all right, Mr. Prickly. We'll find you another home.
See you in the morning, Terry. See you in the morning, little Jack Horner.
Say goodnight to Mr. Prickly.
I gotta go break up with my boyfriend.
Analia's hanging out in the security area, like checking the cameras to make sure Silas is still in there, and writing a letter to Benton so he gets mail.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Oh.
You guys had so many great moments as we were coming to the close of this evening that I wanted to give bennies to, but they would not have been useful. So please remind me if I forget, but next week I want everyone to start with an extra benny because you have been delightful, and I don't want to waste the reward that I can give you on a time when you're not going to be making rolls here. So I have a scene. I have something that needs to happen, but it's going to be the next day when Dame Helen Mirren arrives, and I think we've got enough time tonight to take care of that, or we can do it first thing next session and call it a wrap here. How do people feel?
I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Too.
Okay. Great. So does anyone have any other business they want to take care of before about 3 o'clock the next day?
I mean, Analia's gonna come check in on Silas and like give him some food and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I assume you guys are having some sort of conversation through the intercom, and
Yeah, I just was standing watch all night.
okay. I want to remind Benton, or rather Jay, that Benton has been injured and
That's
is
right. I've got to
in
heal.
difficulty.
Yep.
And so I don't want that to pass until the next session, because I'll remember if
Yeah,
we
how
get
do
into
I-
some for combat or something.
How do I clear my wounds here?
So what we had, Jason,
Oh,
we'll
right.
get you in just 1 second. What we had for you is that as part of being a revenant, you had to rest in your gravesword.
Graves. Yep. So I do a little guard duty, and then I go and bury myself back in my grave
Well,
to rest.
just wanted to check. Is he like a construct in the way that my heal spell wouldn't work?
Correct.
Okay, got it. That's all I wanted to ask.
Yep. So
So,
that's
so I'm gonna say, like, you guys have tried that before. Like, I
Mm.
think that Silas probably jumped in there some other time when he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was there's actually, as you were sort of pouring, like, healing and life
Yeah, life
into
energy.
him,
Yeah.
there was like a negative backlash that slammed, that didn't harm you, didn't harm Benton, but like the more you tried to pour in, the more it fought back and pushed it out.
Like opposite magnets.
Yeah.
For those of us who have normal injuries, does rest get rid of it? Do we have to heal? Like, because I had a wound from that fight too.
There are all sorts of interesting rules about healing rolls and things of that nature, and time and things like that. I don't think that in this particular campaign that's going to make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to call it a good night's rest is going to heal a wound for most people.
Okay.
If it's so one night per one rest, I'm not going to worry about making rolls or how often you do so.
Okay.
And magical healing will also work on you as well.
Yeah.
Technological healing will work as well. But yeah, if you just get some sleep tonight, you'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, she's like doing intermittent. She like gets up and checks the thing, and then like goes back to sleep for a bit.
Okay. Benton gets himself buried, and I think we said it was 1 hour per wound.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to rest and heal those. Analia is able to do so. Silas can take care of it on many ways, and I don't think Zoe was injured.
No, Zoe's never injured.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also anything like if you had any missing fatigue, you are able to get those conditions cleared as well.
Yeah, it's really nice because Lexi makes me that giant breakfast in bed, and it like just everything, just all my energy levels get topped off.
That's gonna be fun. So about 3 o'clock the next day rolls around, and in strides Dame Helen Mirren, dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
And she just walks immediately to the receptionist desk and says, Is he secure?
Oh, I guess Analia comes out from the security room and is like, I didn't press the button, but he's in there. I'm ready to press it if I need to.
Has his behavior seemed odd?
I mean, he seems tired. He's normal though.
All right. He's in room 4.
Yes. Do I need to press the button when you go in?
No, but if I haven't contacted you, let me see how I would do this. If you haven't received a text from me in 5 minutes, hit the button and then open up the weights in the folder, and there are further instructions.
There is everything okay? Is he gonna be okay?
I'm going to find that out.
I just don't want him to get hurt.
Neither do I, dear. And she turns and walks into conference room 4.
And Analia immediately starts looking at the additional instruction.
They don't open.
I don't want to move on.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, she's confused and trying to find out why, but you can move to the
Okay.
scene.
Well, Silas, how are you feeling? She walks in, appearing to be completely unconcerned,
Okay.
and sits at one end of the table.
Silas gets up from the house of cards that he's building and gives a deep, like, sincere bow. This is one of the people he respects most in the world. And doesn't sit down until she sits down. And then, takes a seat at the table. He says,
She looks you up and down and says, I see you've had a growth spurt.
Yes, by a considerable amount. And there's no attendant pain or discomfort, which I would have assumed with gaining half a foot of height. Also, have you seen? Look at this. This is fantastic. And he's like she can't already see his horns.
Right.
He's like, he's just very excited about them.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you have, yes, they are very impressive. So, what happened, my boy?
Well, that's a matter of some debate. I remember going into the basement of the house after we confronted one of the cultists. She was magically potent. A lot of nature magic.
She nods.
But it gets fuzzier. I remember walking down the stairs and there was some conversation in the hallway, and I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
I see.
I know what they told me happened, which I assume is in the report that was filed on a computer, but
she interrupts you and says, Pan, and you get a thrum.
Yeah, I think I like physically jolt. I'm like, yeah, that's what they said. Yeah. Did the pressure change in here?
I should hope not.
That's a weird feeling. Sorry. What were you saying?
She sighs deeply. Besides the obvious physical, have you noticed any other changes? Please be honest.
I'm not sure. I woke up violently sober, which is unusual, but I've had something to drink and it's fine now. But I haven't really. I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything substantially different.
Do you know what I want most in the world?
No.
And she nods. I heard that there was a misunderstanding last night, and perhaps I owe you an apology. Would you mind telling me, in your words, what happened yesterday?
Well, and he's like visibly about to say panicked, and it like he chokes on it, right? I freaked out. Oh, because they were going to lock me in a room, which I'm not accustomed to, and I didn't have any way to confirm that that came from you. They logged it into the computer, which, as you know, the Fae have a direct way to monitor. And I was worried that they wanted to trap me in there for having transgressed on some law that I'm unaware of.
Analia, you get a text that says "still fine" from Dame Helen Mirren's number.
And Analia texts back. Okay.
Meanwhile, you have not seen Silas. You didn't see her. She doesn't have her phone in her hand.
Oh, okay. Noted.
She is. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, it would upset me if she got her phone out, so that's...
Right.
I'm glad.
One of her hands, her left hand is on the table.
Uh-huh.
Her right hand is underneath the table.
Okay, that's fine.
Just setting the scene.
Mm-hmm.
She's dressed in a white suit and a red scarf.
Ma'am, would you be offended if I observed your aura?
I don't think so. How would you do good? Were you to do so, how would you do it?
It's a spell that I use to mark my eyes, and it allows me to see past the normal veil.
Oh, by all means, then.
Okay. So yeah, I get the reach into the pocket that has the fairy dust and do the eyeliner, and
she is watching you like a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Very detailed.
Yep. And I want to do, detect arcane and see what there is to see.
Again, you feel the absence of the arcane, the sudden magical silence in this room, now that you've attuned to that frequency. And she does not radiate any magic at all.
Just a human being in the room with me.
That is correct.
Okay. Well, everything looks normal. I'm sorry, I just had to check. Thank you.
Now that you have established my bona fides, and I have watched yours as well, perhaps I should give you a little bit of information, and see what happens from there. Agreed?
Please don't say his name again.
She bites her bottom lip just slightly and nods her head.
Also, Silas didn't know that sentence was going to come out of his mouth.
Well, I loved it. The year was 1963. I was returning to England from Glasgow. And there was an incident on the train. It was stopped. There were things that occurred, some things that were stopped from occurring. And at the end of it, I had become a member of a new organization that was dedicated to maintaining various interactions between mortal and supernatural entities, and to protect and nurture the differences in between those communities, as well as the barriers that prevent certain entities from crossing over.
Mm.
The organization was named for its founder. You are a member of that organization as well.
I understand.
I have perhaps acted sorry, I'm having a brain fart and I'm trying to think. It's not irrationally, it's not
Rashly?
hastily. I've perhaps acted hastily. But the Kushan Far, as they style themselves, is perhaps the most dangerous organization that you have never heard of.
Oh.
And I hoped that you never would, and that they had been, in fact, eliminated. The history of Pembroke has been intertwined with this cult for as long as the organization has been extant. We thought that their threat had been ended in the 90s after several disastrous other events. Perhaps the most well-known of those publicized, one in which we nearly failed, and thus received a lot more scrutiny than is normally our intent, was in 1986 in Cleveland. You may know this as the tragedy of Balloon Fest.
No, it doesn't ring a bell, but...
I will make the files available for you if you wish.
Yes, I'd like to.
I have obviously created certain safeguards should their presence be detected again, and when that was reported, it flagged in the system, alerted me, and I asked for certain safeguards to be put in place. I apologize that I did not speak with you first, but this is not a matter in which I can afford any delay regarding. However, you do not appear to be unduly influenced by them. Your actions and responses have seemed genuine, and I am convinced that as of this moment you are still within possession of your faculties and are not having any negative consequences from your experience with the coup, which I must stress to you is uncommon.
Well, that's a relief.
I ask that if anything changes, if you feel any additional discomfort, if you have any kind of lost time, if you seem to be behaving in manners that you can't quite explain, or find yourself in places that you don't remember going, that you report that immediately. And I would ask, on your honor, that you return to this room and request the lockdown procedure.
I will be happy to do so, and I want to be clear, I made my escape yesterday because I wasn't sure that the orders came from you. I trust you explicitly. And that's not in question. I was concerned that the orders came from somewhere else. And that is the only issue from yesterday.
Very good. If you would assemble the team for me in the break room, let's make this a tad less formal.
Okay.
And she rises and walks out of the room and to reception and says to Analia, "Thank you, my dear. You did a wonderful job. I apologize for placing you in such a unenviable and precarious position yesterday. I did not have time to explain to you what was going on."
Trust me, I understand. I just don't want anything to happen to my friends, you know?
I understand. We will be meeting in the break room in a few moments. So if you would, if you have any questions, I will be happy to assist you at that time.
Okay.
And she strides into the break room and begins making a pot of coffee.
The entire time, Analia was holding the tax code binder, and she finally like relaxes and puts it back, and like follows her to the break room.
Would there be a chance for Silas to catch Analia before she goes?
Sure. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's up to Analia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Okay. Because also he would like come out of the room, see Analia, and immediately try to hug her, if that's all right, or it's also like he's easy to stop.
It's just like she's kind of surprised because she's not like she's like, oh, okay, hi, and like hugs him.
Thank you for being willing to do what had to be done.
I am having many. She's just kind of like, in her brain, she's thinking, I'm having many, many, many panic attacks. And she just kind of like nods. She's like, well, I mean, first and foremost, I am loyal to you and everyone here at Pembroke. I don't want anything bad to happen to any of you.
You're a good friend, and I appreciate that.
Glad I could help. She kind of like is very awkward
Yeah.
about it.
Give her some space.
She's like, I don't know what to do, but
Yeah, and he's like the most like huggy, touchy person, you know, not inappropriately, but like, you know, wants to touch someone's shoulder or shake their hand or you know, just like in people's space, which he tries to respect. He understands that like other people are not like him.
no, she's like, she appreciates it. So she's like, she kind of relaxes for a second and then like gives him an actual hug. And she's like, sorry, it's been very stressful.
I can only imagine how that was for you and Benton having to chase after me, and I owe him an apology as well.
Yeah, but guess who found you?
How is... Wait, he would know the plant's name.
Little Jack Horner.
Oh yeah, how is Mr. Horner?
She's got the the pot tucked under her arm. And am I allowed to just make up how this plant's doing, or do you want to tell me?
I would say run with it for now, and if there's anything that's wildly out of what I think, we'll talk.
It's not like. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say at this point it's only been a day, so it's not like it's sprouting up and growing, enormously. Like you don't have a little mini pony in there.
Right. No. Like I was gonna say, it looks like Zoe would insist there's like the start of like a little branch, but like you can't. It might just be like a knot in the woods. So, yeah.
Great. I'm behind that.
Oh no! I see it. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hey, Dame Helen Mirren. Did you know that I'm the employee of the month?
I was not informed of the administrative goings-on of this branch, but congratulations.
I found Silas. I was good at it.
Well, you wouldn't be here if you were not.
Thank you.
So British of her.
Yep.
And then I think Zoe turns to Analia and is like, "Hi.
We're still on for the weekend, right?
Do you like my plant?"
I love your plan. I'm excited to see if he becomes a unicorn.
Me too. Oh, yeah, the weekend. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like the movie, because I haven't been able to research anything about.
I'll do that. You like. I will not do any movies about demons because I know how you feel about demon representation.
It's not good.
Okay. Great.
Crowley
Cool.
was good.
That's the only show I like about demons. And the rest aren't good, but he's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making myself a little bowl of cereal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the break room, Dame Helmiran has completed the coffee and has poured a cup for everyone, including herself. And then is leaning against the counter, one leg crossed over the other, and holding her cup of coffee, and says, "I don't have a lot of time, but if you have any questions, I would be willing to answer what I can."
Well, do you know about? I mean, you seem to be aware of the Kushan Far. Do you know what they wanted? What they were doing?
Their ultimate goal is to bring one of the great Elder Fae through the plains to the mortal realm. This is something that cannot happen, and I cannot stress this enough.
Good lord.
Should this happen, it would make a nuclear event look like a Jiffy Pop.
Okay.
They are deluded into believing that this will give them everlasting life and power over this domain, and will not understand that it would destroy life as we know it on this planet.
It would consume
Alright.
everything.
Exactly so.
The Fae only takes.
Well,
Silas?
What?
Is that what they did to Silas? Kind of looks at Helen Mirren like,
From your report and my interview with Mr. Silvestri, Silas, it appears as though they were using an alchemical method to create a bridge, an avatar, that would further their own needs. My assumption is that the ham-fisted fools thought that, she thinks for a moment, Willem was a conduit to a pureblood werewolf, and would have created a being that channeled the rage and passion and bloodlust of an elder in order to wreak havoc in this world. I do not know what they think that they were going to accomplish with such a thing, but I'm fortunate that this team was able to stop them, even if they did something incredibly dangerous. And she looks over at Silas and then back to the group as well. Such conduits are difficult to close once they have been opened. Not impossible, but difficult, and they do require constant monitoring. I have been assured that that will not be an issue, and she pointedly does not look at Silas.
Question.
Yes.
If there's like a conduit where they can get to us, could we like take the fight to them? Like, could we go there?
well, I mean, travel to the Fae is pretty expensive. Not that I would know that.
Yes. My
As I
dear,
said, they only take.
imagine a minnow trying to swim up a fire hose.
But I'm one of them.
On.
I'm one of them.
There are breaches, there are things, there are events that occur, there are times and places and rituals that can contain. Just as a fire hose can be directed in order to achieve good, trying to go against that flow would be exceedingly difficult and doomed to failure.
alright.
Such a conduit is best considered to be unidirectional and turned off as soon as possible.
Alright. Do you know where we can find them?
If I did, you would not be able to, because they would no longer be existent.
Alright.
I mentioned to I mentioned to Silas earlier, I believed that they had been eliminated back in the 90s. However, I did think it prudent to leave messages and procedures in place should they arise again. It's not the first time that we believe that they had been removed as a piece on the game board.
I mean, to be fair, I think we only met a faction of them.
Yep.
That seems quite likely.
All right. I guess we'll get to hunting.
Like many vermin, they only surface in certain situations, and the best we can do is fight back where we see and try and prevent their goals from occurring.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're looking for them.
I'm sorry?
But it sounds like we should be looking for them.
Yep.
I would urge you that if, since you are now aware of them, that you should keep an eye on any activity that you may believe to be so. I would not poison an investigation by indicating that they should be the only consideration, but I believe that they should be a consideration in nearly every investigation.
I will start a new file for them based on our new findings.
Do not. I do not wish to have this information available at this level. I will discuss with you on an individual basis, and we will see how we can add your efforts to the existing protocols.
Okay. I just think.
All right.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
I believe, out of character, Silas's smugness could be cut with a knife.
Fair enough. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I have an apology to a director. If you need to reach me, you have Shell's number, and they'll be able to get a hold of me. Thank you. And she turns to leave.
Cool.
Anything else? Anyone else? Or
Just getting up to offer Benton a handshake and an apology.
Oh, yeah. Handshake. It's cool. It's all cool. It's good. It's fine. I'll get you next time.
No, you won't. But I appreciate that you had my best interest at heart.
Yes, I will, but that's okay. It's fine.
Analia just kind of stares at them and is like, goes back to her desk. And I'm like, I don't, this is not an open office floor plan. We are classier than that. She shuts her door and finally has her moment of just done. Like collapses. It's just like, oh.
Oh, boy.
But she doesn't let anyone see that. So she just goes in her room and be alone.
face plant into the bed.
Like she just like falls on her couch and is like, I'm done. I've used all of my energy and spoons on this thing and just
Excellent. All right, then I think that is it for tonight. Thank you for bearing with a little bit overtime here. And I look forward to seeing you for the next session when we continue more with the investigations and trials and tribulations of Pembrooke Investigations. That is the name of this show. It is a Savage Worlds AP. And thank you for joining us. We hope you had as good a time watching and listening as we had producing this for you today. My name is Nick. I have been the game master for this show. And I want to go around and give everyone a chance to introduce themselves and talk about any projects they may have upcoming. I'm going to start in a reverse order from how I started. So, Jason, if you would please take it away.
Sure. Hi, I'm Jason. You can find me at It's Probably Okay, just the letters OK, on Twitter and Twitch. As my schedule's up there. I do a bit of streaming on my own Wednesday morning. I do some stuff on Saturday and Sunday. But aside from being here, my one of the regular things I do is Friday Fly Day with Sam DeLev on the It's Probably Okay channel. We play No Man's Sky and very much chill out. So be sure to catch that if you get a chance. It's a lot of fun. And I think that's mostly. I do have the It's Probably Okay channel has a new Saturday morning show coming that I can't talk about yet, but it's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to announcing it soon. So stay tuned.
Excellent. Emily?
The new show that's coming to the It's Probably Okay YouTube channel is Coffee Chat with Jason and Emily. Every week we talk about our favorite coffee, and it's a good show. The pilot very well received. My name is Emily Vanderwerf. You can find me on
It's
Twitter.
grounded in reality.
It's grounded in reality. You can find me on the Twitter at EmilyVDW. I play in the Great American Witch game every other Monday here on Happy Jacks, which is a great time. We're having a great time there. Averting the apocalypse. I'm averting the apocalypse in both games. And I get up to all kinds of business, and you can find out about it on my Twitter account. Emily VDW.
Excellent. Blythe?
Oh, this game is getting so interesting and intense. All right. Hi. Yeah, I am Blythe Kala, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BlytheKala93. You can find me here every Wednesday. You can find me on Fridays with Table Topical at Games We Never Play. You can find me on my own YouTube channel. I haven't released a video in a while because I promised myself I would clean my room, and then I was allowed to make a video. So there's probably a British narrator saying out there she's never made a video ever again. But yeah, you can find me there on Blythe Kala or Blythe Kala 93. And I may or may not also be excited about Saturdays for It's Probably Okay. Maybe. I don't know. Might be excited.
Man, I need to stop working Saturday mornings. Jay.
Hey y'all, Jay Holtham. You can find me on the Twitters at Jay Holtham in all the usual spots. You can also find me over at 12-Sided Stories, playing a variety of games and events and things. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am 100% not excited about the Saturday morning. 100%.
Can I interrupt, please? Heliotrope on Fridays is so freaking cool.
Oh, thank you all.
I'm such a super fan of this show.
Thank you. We're having a good time. So yeah, check out Heliotrope and other fun stuff coming up.
Fantastic. Again, thank you for joining us. My name is Nick. You can find me online at Sungrowler on Twitter. There's also a handle for me out on Instagram, but I have not been able to log into that for the past 8 months. So if someone is talking to you and pretending to be Sungrowler on Instagram, they're not. You can check out the rest of our run thus far at happyjacks.org/Pembroke if you only joined us for these last 10 minutes. And if you are interested in any of our other shows, you can find those at happyjacks.org/shows. We do have tons and tons of content and various APs, as well as a RPG advice show. And we do invite you to tune in, because you will find something that speaks to you. I guarantee it. Not guaranteed. That is it for me, and until next time, I am jubilant that I get to play with such wonderful role players here, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Good night.
I'm going to throw up the schedule for everyone. If you're just listening, that is happyjacks.org/schedule. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.